Gas masks and grenades. Gas masks and grenades. Gas masks and grenades. Gas masks and hand grenades.
Hey, what is happening, YouTube? Back for another dad, a twofer. I threatened you guys. I told you we were going to do another twofer dad, and we're here to do that tonight. And by we, I mean my buddy over here, Mr. D-O-G. We're calling you Dog, but not like Dog the Bounty Hunter. We're calling you Dog. Yeah. We're calling you Dog the OG Press Hunter.
It sounds good. D-O-G.
D-O-G. D-O-G. Anyway, yeah, so we've been trying to kind of reconnect here. With everything going on, we've got we've had the holidays are creeping up on us, dude, and we wanted to really I wanted to try to do a Forgotten, but then I decided to take a month off. And Dennis needed a little break from me and had his own shit he had going on, and so we haven't got back to the Forgotten, but we have not forgotten the Forgotten because we're going back to the Forgotten next month, right?
Yep, that's
sure.
right.
Early next month too.
Yep, we'll get it.
We can't let it go on too long because we got a lot of cool stuff to go over there, and we'll get into that later. But tonight, when I hit Dennis up, I don't know, 2 months ago about a dad episode, and what's dad stand for, sir?
The Definitive Albums Deconstructed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We kind of kicked. We didn't really kick that many bands around. I think you.
Dude, we had like a list of like 30 bands. What
did we really? Was it that many?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't even know what day it is. You know, I live in this fucking dreamland of weirdness that nothing.
I actually don't even know if these bands are on the list.
I don't even know if these bands are on. I don't even know who these bands are. Let's be honest.
I don't know.
Never heard of them before, but now so we did kick a few back and forth, and then I think, did you say King or Mercyful? I think you said Mercyful, right?
Yeah.
And I think I said, well, why don't we just do King and do two? Let's just knock kill two birds with one stone, or kill two witches. Oh, burn. So anyway, but yeah, man, it's good to see you again. It's been a while, and so we're going to talk about Mercyful Fate and King Diamond. Let's be honest here, man. Mercyful Fate. These two bands these two entities are legendary. Obviously, Mercyful Fate was the beginning with King, and then King went solo when they split up after their first two albums, and King became pretty much a phenomenon on his own in the metal world, and has put out, actually, I guess now I think Mercyful is at 8 or 9 full studio albums. Is that right?
Sounds right.
And
I don't know. I lost track after. I think what was
9?
Is that
the one? Have 9.
The skull on it?
Yeah. Oh, that's time. Yeah. You can see we really know our shit tonight. I just can't remember how many that Mercyful Fate has. I want to say it's either 7 or 9. I could be wrong, but King, I believe, has 12 studio albums. And so, everybody, what's happening? Oh, here we go. Don't break the oath, Abigail. Okay, all right. Well, Kelty's not here, I don't think, but DBTO, don't break the oath, Fatal Portrait. All right, yeah, there you go. Third miss, yeah. They're great, Ryan. You're for sure. Abigail versus them. Curious about the argument with the eye. The eye's great. I will tell you that right now. I was kind of blown away by it. Okay, so let's go back in time a little bit. By the way, this is Dennis OG Press from Analog Archives. Yeah,
what's up?
That guy right there. You've seen him with me many, many times. We're kind of like herpes to one another. We just can't get rid of each other. So there you go. But yeah, so my origin story with both these bands would be, I'll never forget, man. It was a June, so 1984. I graduated high school. I get a job working at a place called Dark Container. They make all the styrofoam cups and plates and cutlery and stuff like that. And I'm working second shift with a bunch of burnout stoners and a couple guys, college guys like I am, right? We're doing a summer gig before we start our freshman year in college. And so I meet these two dudes. Well, there's one dude, Dave, my friend Dave Ernie Ernst, who was on the Prague Nerd stream or the Prague Island stream. Dave and I go all the way back to 1984. We've been buds for a long time. And I'll never forget, one night after work, we worked second shift, went back to his place, and he threw on, he had 3 albums there. He's like, dude, you got to hear these albums. Now, at this point in time, 1984, I'm listening to Rat Out of the Cellar and Invasion of Privacy and the first 2 Motley Crues. Maybe the third is out. Yeah, I don't think the third one was out yet. I think it was
not 84. Wait, was it? I don't know. Maybe.
No, that was 85. So it would have been Shout and Too Fast for Love, and all those hair metal bands. That was the shit I was listening to. And my 70s prog and Rush and Kiss. I was still kind of into Kiss at that point, probably a little bit, not much. But he's like, dude, you got to hear these bands. So we go in, we get some beers. We're not legal, but we had a friend who was, could get us beers. We go in, we go up to his room, and he lived apart from his family, so he could, in a different part of the house, so he could kind of crank the tunes late at night. And he pulls out 3 albums. Number 1 was Queensryche, The Warning. Grade A fucking badass album, okay?
Yep.
Loved every second of it. I had already known the Lady Wore Black and Queen of the Right, so I was familiar with Queensryche. The next album was Metal Church's debut.
Another banger.
Another fucking banger, man. Hardcore banger, right? I think it had just come out in 84, too. It just had come out in March or something like that. Then he pulls out Melissa, which had been out since 83. I think the fall of 83 we'll see here in a minute when I get up there. I don't remember the exact date. That's why I have notes. But so we listened to some Queensryche. I'm sold. We listened to some Metal Church. Totally sold. Especially after hearing those first 2 songs. If you don't know those first 2 songs on that debut album, man, shame on you. You're not a metalhead. You are a poser. Just saying. And hang on one second. Melissa came out October of 83, right? So it was out maybe half a year. And then he puts on Melissa. Man, I'm like, man, dude, these riffs are fucking amazing, but what is up with the Kermit the Frog dude? What is up with this singer, man? This guy's not for real, right? And then I'm like, we're listening to the first song. We're listening to, the first song on the album, and I'm like, is he going to sing like this the whole album? And guess what? He does, pretty much. So that was a no-go for me, dude. I could not assimilate that voice with something that I wanted to listen to over and over. It just did not work for me back then. So I tried many, many times. I want to say it was, God, man. So that's 1984. I want to say it was probably, and again, I would go back and try it. I'd try, Don't Break the Oath, or I'd try a King Diamond album like Abigail. Be like, God, this music is so fucking good. But these vocals, man, come on. And I just struggled so badly with them for the longest time. It probably wasn't until about 2013, 2014 that I don't know where I was. I think I was at a party and somebody was playing. No, they were playing The Conspiracy, Sleepless Nights.
Yeah.
And it just started to slowly click a little tiny bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And so, I went literally 20 fucking years just saying, man, I can't do Mercyful Fate. I can't do King Diamond. Because I love the music. I think the music's awesome. But I just don't get this guy's, the affectations, the theatricality, the over the topness of it all, right?
Yep.
And so at that point, I finally kind of gave in and tried to like get it. And I think I finally managed to get it. Now, we talked about before we went live. Can I sit and listen to King Diamond endlessly for hours and hours and hours? No, I can't. I just can't.
Right.
It's I like it in doses. Today I put in roughly 6 hours worth of, about 5 hours worth of listening. And I did 2 passes on both Fates albums, and I did a single pass on the King Diamond albums, and which was a mistake because I should have done it the other way around because I know the Fate albums better than I know the King Diamond albums, and I had not. I'm gonna make an admission. I'd never heard the Eye before. I'd only heard the first 4 King Diamond albums, and I only own Conspiracy, which is on a Don't Break the Oath double, like one of those 2 for like CDs or whatever.
Compilation type of thing.
Yeah. And so I kind of, again, man, I just struggle with his vocals for the longest time. But I was able to get through the 5.5 hours today without, slitting my wrist that I know of.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So, so how about you? What's your? Where did you come in, and how did you come in on this?
So I think for me, it was somebody at school brought it. They brought it to school. Don't Break the Oath. I think I can't remember exactly how it ended up at school, but I mean, this is after I already knew like Slayer, Exodus, Venom, and all that shit. It wasn't like 84 like you. So
Right.
It had to be like 86 or something like that, maybe.
You were young then, right? You were probably in grade school or middle school, right?
Middle school, or I was starting freshman year or something like that. Or it was like that summer in between. No, it was at school.
Well, you could have been in '86. You couldn't have been in freshman because I'm fucking 6, 7 years older than you. You'd have been probably in 6th or 7th grade then.
Oh yeah. Well, this was 80. It could have been 87. I don't remember the exact.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. But this kid brought it to school. I don't know how he got it there. But I was like, oh shit, dude, what's that? And he's like, because I love the album cover, right?
Oh yeah, right.
And he's like, oh, it's Mercyful Fate, blah blah blah. I was like, oh shit, what is it, like thrash? And he's like, yeah, it's thrash, dude. So
he said it's thrash.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
oops.
I was like, hey, can I borrow it? Because back then I couldn't just go out and buy something. I didn't have the money for it. So he's like, and so he let me borrow it, and I brought it home, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is not thrash. And I maybe played it once or twice, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not really into that. So I put it away, and the kid that I borrowed it from ended up leaving the school, so I just ended up with his copy. And then
inherited.
Right. And then so at some point I started listening to it again, and I'm like, oh man, like it like grew on me.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I get it now. Like I just had the mindset that it was going to be thrash, and then when it wasn't,
it let you down.
I just kind of shelved it. And then after that, I saw magazines or something with them talking about it, so I was like, oh, maybe I should go back and check that record out. And that's when I was like, wow, this is really good. Like I like this a lot. And I went out and got Nuns Have No Fun. And then I got Melissa after that. So I just happened to have it. It was like at Warehouse or something. They had Nuns Have No Fun in the import.
What was the one he brought in again?
Don't Break the Oath.
Oh, Don't Break. Okay, right. Yeah, I mean, the first one that I actually got was Don't Break the Oath, because I'm like, what happened to me was like, I think it was in 14 or 15. I can't remember. I was at this party, and I think I heard the Conspiracy, and I went out like, I'm going to get that. I'm going to force myself to get into this guy. And the only thing I could find was one of those Roadrunner 2 for deals.
Yeah.
Where you had like 2 CDs on, can't remember whether it's two on one or whether there's two separate CDs, but it was a package deal, right? And which is funny because those are tough to find now.
Yeah.
For some weird reason. But yeah, I just started to kind of, I think I always love the riffs because these are some of the greatest riffs you're ever going to hear. I mean, there's some of the finest guitar playing ever on these albums, but you have to be capable of getting past the King factor, And when I first tried it back in '83, I was not there, man. I just could not do it. And but now I can do it, and I actually enjoyed it enough that I own the first 3 Mercyful Fates. I have the 2 the little reissues that Metal Blade did where they look like vinyls.
Yeah, those are cool.
Black vinyl. Yeah, they're cool looking. Black disc. Rick gave me the both of those actually because I didn't actually own them, but he sent them to me like 2 years ago. And then I have the original Don't Break with Conspiracy, and then I don't own any other King Diamond, believe it or not. I've listened to a bunch of it online, but I never was like, I'm going to go out and get it. But this little exercise today already has yielded money expenditures because I went out and I found a copy, an OG copy, a Japanese import of them with the OB strip and the fucking insert with the the Japanese writing on it.
Yeah.
From not a 90, I guess that was, or 88, 88. And I was watching it. It's $10. I'm like, yeah, I'll snag it for $10. I'm good on that. So little by little, I think I'll start. I can tell what's going to happen. I can feel there's going to be a mass exodus of cash from my wallet. That's what I feel coming on. Yeah. But so let's I guess let's go ahead and get into it now. Since you were already into Mercyful, I guess then you just followed into King then as solo, right? Yeah.
So I think then I was like in high school or something. Right. Whenever Abigail came out, and then not Abigail, what's it called? Fatal Portrait.
Fatal Portrait, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember like I didn't own it. Again, I think my friend bought it, and he was like, "Oh, dude, I got the new King Diamond. This is like Mercyful Fate." And I remember listening to that and going, "This sucks. Like this doesn't sound like Mercyful Fate." I didn't really care for it. I like the album more now. I still don't think it's great.
Right.
My opinion, I'm just not a big fan of that record for some reason. It feels a little too. There's not enough going on in that record for me. It's very
sparse.
Great. Yeah, it's almost like a commercial type of album,
like a traditional heavy metal album. Yeah.
Correct. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's good. It's not bad. It's not a bad album. It's just when I going from like Don't Break the Oath and Melissa to that, I was like, what? Where's the satanic lyrics, man?
Yeah, right. Right. Where's Satan? Hail Satan. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because one of the other facets of this band that struck me as a teen, of 18 or 17, I was 18 then, was, I'm not a religious guy at all now, and I've never really been a religious guy. However, I'm a Catholic, so there's always guilt, It's just you're born with it as a Catholic, right? And I remember when I read some of these lyrics, man, I was like, fuck. Like, if I read this shit, am I gonna be like possessed or am I gonna be attacked? Like literally, I was worried that this was like, this was big shit, right? Like because at that point in time, you kind of knew the Shout at the Devil stuff was just this, goofy fucking get on the satanic thing that Bathory and Venom and all those bands were kind of starting to bring into Maiden. 82 with Number of the Beast and everything. With those guys, you knew it was just a thing, a gimmick, right? But with these guys, you're kind of like, fuck, man. I don't know, man. Maybe King really does worship Satan. Should I be listening to this stuff? Is something gonna happen to me, right?
Yep.
So that was kind of the thing that also kind of worried me a little bit about him initially. That I was kind of just like standoffish a little bit, you know, because I didn't really know. I was 18, and I could think for myself at that point in time, but I was a little scared too. Like, what if my mom sees and stuff? Is she gonna trip balls because I'm listening to satanic music, you know?
Yep.
But anyway, so let's get started with. Well, I guess we'll start with mine since it's first. We'll go in the chrono order, and if you want to show, I'm sure you got an OG of it. Original LP art cover, and it says in the later orange color is replaced with red. Which one do you have? Oh, it says the original LP art cover. Yeah, it looks to me like that. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, this is the original.
Yeah. Well, it says in later pressings the orange color is replaced with red. What orange? There's no orange on there.
It looks, maybe it's red orange. I don't know. It looks red.
Oh, inside the mouth, maybe.
Maybe. I guess it could be orange. I don't know.
Could be a little bit, yeah. Maybe it's darker red on later pressings. I don't know. But that cover is eerie as fucking hell, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, like it is just so badass. Released October of 1983, recorded July 18th through 29th, 1983. That's incredible. They recorded in 10 days at Easy Sound in Copenhagen, and it is on the label Roadrunner, and was produced by Heinrich Lund. Melissa is the debut studio album by Danish heavy metal band Mercyful Fate, released in October 83 through Roadrunner Records. It was the first album released by Roadrunner. I did not know that. Wow. How about that? Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
I didn't know that. In an effort, Mercyful Fate. Oh, wait. This was also the first Mercyful Fate album effort to get an official release in the United States through Megaforce Records, as the self-titled EP was a highly sought-after import, and the BBC sessions were only available on bootleg tapes. Melissa has been identified as one of the earliest examples of extreme metal and is often considered to be a major influence on the then developing thrash metal, black metal, and death metal genres. Kind of have a little bit to say about that when we get to that. So I'll do my synopsis and you do yours.
All right.
So we've got 7 tracks. Things kick off with Evil. This is an evil, blood-soaked riff fest of epic proportions, man, that finds them riding the new wave of British heavy metal vibes of Priest and Maiden to new heights in a much darker vibe due to that voice and the lyrical content. However, it is ultra melodic and mid-tempo and a killer track, man. Evil. I mean, I was born in the cemetery under the sign of the moon. I'm not going to sing King Diamond, guys. I know you're disappointed, but I can't get remotely that high unless I go put my nuts in a vice, and I don't have a vice handy, thankfully. So, raised from my grave by the dead, and I was made a mercenary. Oh, in the legions of hell, and now I am king of pain. I'm insane. And they're just the screams on that chorus, man. It's just so fucking killer, man. So we get off to a real ultra mega banger start with this song, right?
Yep.
Curse of the Pharaoh, man. Just, when people talk about them being like the impetus for death metal or even black metal, other than the lyrics, I gotta go, what are you listening to? Because I just don't, other than the lyrical content, the dark imagery, I don't hear black metal. There's no tremolo picking in this stuff. There's no blast beats in this stuff. It is traditional power metal, maybe a little bit of power metal, which is starting with Halloween and, some of the speedier thrash, which isn't quite there yet because we're not really at thrash in 83, right? We're kind of getting there with maybe, when was Show No Mercy? That was 83, right?
Yeah, so was Kill 'Em All.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So you got, I thought Kill 'Em All was 84.
No, it was 83. It came out the same year.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought that was 84.
No, that Red Lightning came out in 84.
That's right. 84 was Red Lightning. Yeah. So you get you get that effect on this music. You got a little bit of thrashy parts. You got a lot of 70s prog vibes in some of this stuff. You got a lot of new wave of British heavy metal, man. You got a lot of priest worship, early Maiden worship, Killers, that era of stuff. I just don't hear the death metal at all, and I really don't hear black metal in their music. It's just the imagery that is kind of the black metal thing, right? For me, I've always kind of thought that Bathory's first album was kind of the first black metal album, but that's kind of also Motorhead worship in a lot of ways. And Venom is kind of Motorhead worship. So, I don't know. It doesn't really matter who started it, but, I just hear a lot of great, awesome new wave of British heavy metal mixed with traditional metal and maybe Euro, the early trappings of power metal there. So, Curse of the Pharaoh, a wee bit of new wave British heavy metal, power metal in there, but they kind of helped to develop that sound and refine that sound, obviously, in its infancy to a degree. Although this is a little speedier, or I'm sorry, the power metal is normally a little speedier than this. That chorus on this song, man, on Curse of the Pharaoh, that's just a banger chorus, right? Yeah. Into the Coven. Acoustics and neoclassical vibes here are uplifting and happy, and then it goes into that mid-tempo riff fest, where you kind of get those. I think there's some of King's craziest screams are on Into the Coven, man. Just that super fucking high pitched, dog whistle sort of scream that he has on this is just insane. And it's game on. I fucking love this song, Into the Coven. When he snarls, Lucifer's child, you're just like, oh, yeah, man. And then that tension that builds into the solo section, very 70s Priesty, very proggy, man. It's so delicious. The solos on it are fucking incredible. It's just for me, Into the Coven's one of the greatest heavy metal songs ever written. I love that song. At the sound of the Demon Bell, man, we just keep it going, man. Very 70s rock in that intro, but love it to death. If you listen very carefully to the solos in that very beginning part of At the Sound of the Demon's Bell, I defy you to tell me you don't hear Boston's Long Time solo. I'm telling you, it's there. Go listen to it. If you go into it and you think long time solos, you'll hear them. I guarantee it. Don't fool yourself. They're there. The it's like that's, I don't know. It's fucking amazing. It's just so fucking good, right? Wicked, cool, creepy. There's that breakdown after they jam in the solo section. Almost sounds Led Zeppelin like. It's almost like I think what's that? The crunge. That sounds like the grunge. Again, there's that 70s, influence on their music. There's definitely an influence of hard rock, 70s hard rock.
Oh, yeah.
Black Funeral. If there's a weak track on the album, this might be the one for me, but it's not a weak track. There's no weak track on this album. Let's be honest. He's screaming Hail Satan on this. How can there be a weak how can it be a weak track when he's screaming Hail Satan in falsetto? It's just not, I mean, oh man. I'm so weak with my falsetto, it's terrible. But then we get to Satan's Fall. 11 minutes, dude.
Yep.
And there are twists, turns, and riffs for days on this song, man. It's probably the standout track with the exception of the last song. It starts out. It's a prog. I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's a prog song, people. It's a fucking prog song. You can say it's not, but it's a prog song. I don't care what you say. It's a prog song. It's a prog heavy metal song. You got that. I'm gonna try and describe it a little bit. So it starts out fast and speedy, but then it transitions into a more moody set of riffs, into that howling wildness of all those voices and crazy, like all that. You say that. All that shitty stuff goes, all that crazy shit goes on. It's awesome. Then we get into the insistent single note riffs that have a lot of swing, believe it or not. Then that into another chugging, slashing section that's killer. We're not even halfway through the song. Then you get to the I didn't. I missed spell checking here. It says you get to that Chihuahua off time.
That's King singing.
That's King singing. Yeah. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Oh, chugging off time intro to the song. Then you get to that. You get that chunka bassy section. You hear the bass a lot on this. Then there's even a little bit of a Ramones section in here, which is just basically power chords that are simple, right? And then you get to the tapping hammer-on section. And, man, solos galore. Michael Denner, I think Michael Denner is the one that wrote this. And allegedly, he just kept writing more and more sections to it. And they just kept digging them and just adding them on and adding them on. And the harmonized guitar solos towards the end there, unbelievable, man. This is just a monster. And then we get to the softer ballad part where he's doing this sort of and King does tend to rip himself off a lot from song to song, if you notice. He really does with his vocalizations. He has some sort of tried and true things. And that's one of them right there is that oh, there I had a falsetto for a minute. It sucked, but I had one. And then it goes into that ending sort of ballady section where it sounds like Leonard Skinner, man. There's a Leonard Skinner section in there. But, man, it's just a smoky track. Fucking killer. And then we get to the final track, which is probably, honestly, I think it's my favorite song on the album. I just love this song, and it's a prog song, people. The part where shit, I just lost my notes. Hang on. Where'd you go? There we go. Sorry. So that song again, that's almost 7 minutes long, right? And we get to the part where come on now. There we go. All right. As I said, it's probably the melodies are what get me in this one. The guitar is just too fucking cool in this one. The heavy riffs that flow all around that motif, that it's like a descending riff. And it's almost got like a do-de-do-ba-do. You can almost like shake your head to it, right? But then they add that speedy heavy metal section in the middle. It becomes a tour de force, and I think it's a better version of Satan's Fall in that it's a little less all over the place, although I love Satan's Fall too. And then it ends in that really cool arpeggiated note choice at the end with all the whispers. This is a 10 out of 10 album for me, man. I love this album. I think the production's great on it. I think the melodies are great on it. I think that the guitar riffage on it is fucking to die for. It's so damn good. And yeah, I don't know that there's much more to add to it. I just think it's a fucking amazing debut. And the lyrics are really dark, and they're talking about creepy shit that could be real, maybe, right? And I mean, you know, he goes all in. King goes all in. Well, it is Kim. He goes all in on the satanic, you know, portrayal of Satanism and possession, and you know, the undead and the unborn, and you know, it's just it's fucking killer, dude. It's killer, right?
Totally agree.
What's that?
I said I totally agree.
Yeah. So go ahead. You hit your thing. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. It's a little loud.
All right. Yeah, for me, pretty much gonna say the same thing you said, but I'm gonna show another cool thing I have. Is this fucking picture disc?
Oh yeah, nice.
And this was on Mega Force, and I think it was limited to like 2,000 or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Cool story behind this is I got this, and I'll show you some other stuff I got from this guy at like a toy show. I was at like a toy convention.
No way.
Yeah, and I was walking around. This guy had all these records on the bottom, and I start going through them, and all of a sudden he's just got all this Mercyful Fate and King Diamond shit down there.
No way.
And I'm like, dude, what's up with this stuff? And he's like, oh, fuck that shit, dude. He's like, that's a satanic shit. I used to be into that shit when I was younger. I was doing drugs. I started getting into Satanism, and now it's all about Jesus, man.
Ah, nice.
I've got to get rid of that shit. I'm like, well, dude, just sell it to me then. Like, he's like, you like that stuff? And then he starts showing me like pictures of him with King Diamond when they played in the Bay Area at the Kabuki and all this stuff.
No way.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, but that's bullshit, dude. That's bullshit. That guy's a Satanist. And I'm like, okay. So anyways,
how much you want for all this stuff?
I'm like,
$2 I got a 5 on me.
Yeah, so I'm like, so you got to get rid of it. And he's like, just give me like $30. And I'm like, $30? And so he's trying to sell this picture disc for like $30. And I'm like, dude, you're just, and he's like, if you don't buy my stuff, I'm going to take it across the street to the school and burn it. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, just give it to me.
Yeah, like, here, I tell you what, I got a lighter in my pocket. I'll take care of it for you. Here, give it
right?
here.
So anyways, I was like, all right. So I grabbed this picture disc, and I think I'll show you some other stuff I got. And he's like, I think I paid like $50 for whatever I got.
Right.
I didn't buy it all because I had the other stuff, right? But anyways, it was just a weird story because the guy was just so adamant about how like
he was so adamant he had to get rid of that shit, but he wanted to get the right price for it.
Right, but he still had to get money for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise he was gonna burn it. And I'm like, what?
Right. You're like, what the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense, dude.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Oh, that was not even that long ago, dude. That was
so you're an adult.
Yeah, that was maybe like not even 10 years ago.
Well, see, I probably would have said, wait a minute. You'll sell it to me, but if I don't buy it, you're gonna burn it. Why don't you just give it to me then?
That's what I said, and he was like, nah, dude.
Oh, I gotta get some money for it.
He was like, he wanted to sell it, but then he kind of didn't want to sell it too. It was weird.
Well, he was thinking he might want to hold on to it in case he went back to his satanic ways.
Right?
Or if he started dealing drugs again.
He wanted to talk a lot of shit about it, but he also wanted to like
keep it.
Get money for it.
Get money for it, yeah.
I think he wanted me to go, I know, man, that's horrible or something, but I was just like, nah, dude, I like it. Like, what?
That's hilarious.
But anyways, let me get back to this. Okay, so Melissa, Evil, man. Love that track. Starts off with just a banger of a track.
Oh, yeah. Riff.
Dark, fucking evil as fuck, dude. Killer galloping riffage. And like the lyrics, like I'd love to feel you die. And there's parts in there where he's talking about necrophilia and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But man, such a great song. Just fucking evil as shit. Curse of the Pharaohs. Love that song, man. It reminds me of when I was a kid and all that, like when they were showing all those like Tutankhamun stuff on TV and like Hammer horror type stuff with the mummy and all that. Like it reminds me of a Hammer flick, like even like Dawn of the Mummy. Yeah. Really heavy, killer chorus. Man, the lyrics are great on that song. Just about like disturbing, ancient Egyptian ruins and the curse that's going to come on you. Which I believed when I was a kid. I thought that shit was real. I think I saw a TV movie or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, they said if you open up one of the sarcophagus, because what happened with Tutankhamun, like all those people died around opening that, unearthing the body, the sarcophagus, right?
Yeah.
And then they opened the sarcophagus to get the mummy out, and all kind of bad shit happened to that Carter dude. What was his name? Carter, the guy that found that opened up the tomb.
Oh, yeah. And then they just, I always remember that.
Yeah, a whole bunch of other people died from it too.
And then Into the Coven with that intro. Fuck, man. That intro, Exodus totally stole that on the intro for No Love.
Oh, yeah.
Has that like new Renaissance type of feel to it. But yeah, intro is badass, and then fucking chunky evil riffs, super evil sounding. Love the lyrics on that. Just about like getting somebody into the coven and like the process. And at this point, and I know King Diamond was really into like actually the satanic religion at the time. So
Right.
and it was more LaVeyism. So he was following like the Book of Satan.
Anti-LaVey, right.
Yeah, the Satanic Bible. So he was really into that, and there's pictures of him with Anton too. So
Oh, no shit.
yeah, and he actually ended up dating one of his daughters as well.
No way. I did not know that at all.
Yeah, dude. So he was really into this stuff at the time. And then Sound of the Demon Bell. That's total progressive riffing on this.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like Halloween from the first King Diamond album, which is on that. That same way he says it. This almost has like a speed metal proto thrash, where it turns into like kind of mid song. It just rips, dude. Just fucking love that song.
Yeah.
We have Black Funeral, dude. The song you don't like, I love that song.
No, I like it. I just think it's, I as I said,
there's that fucking EP.
Oh, look at that, man. That's killer.
And
no, I love the song, dude. I'm telling you right now, I love the song. I just said if I had to have one song on the album that was the weak track, but then again, like I said, he goes and says "Hail Satan" on it. It's like,
yeah.
How can you say no to that, right?
Inside of it.
You're talking about into the coven. There's the line where he goes, "Suck the blood from this unholy knife. Say after me, my soul belongs to Satan." Yeah, he was.
So this weird thing was in there, dude, in that record because I bought it used.
Oh, wow.
This is like a flyer. You can see part of like the.
Oh yeah.
Some sort of venue or something over here.
No shit.
I don't know if this is from San Francisco. This is like
the thing the guy sold you.
No, I got this. I think this was a cover of Metal Forces from back in the day.
Could be.
There's like real blood on this that somebody like.
Are you serious?
On. Yeah, that brown stuff right there.
Oh, that's fucking weird. Oh man, that's pretty trippy.
I gotta frame this and stick it up.
Yeah. That's your HIV picture right there. It's hermetically sealed. Only touch this with nitrile gloves.
I kind of feel like Black Funeral's like that one song that's just pretty straightforward, just a heavy banger. Like
right.
It's like, in the 3-minute mark or something like that.
Yeah, it's only like 3 minutes long. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got to pull on.
It's hard. But I love the way he says "Hail Satan" on that.
Yeah, that's the part. That's the part. As soon as that kicks in, I'm like, how can I not like this song?
And then Satan's Fall, dude. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Just so many transitions and riffs on that song. The way he says, like, home, come home. I can't do that shit, but that falsetto he uses on that.
I can't do it either.
It's just crazy. And then fucking he just goes super hard on that. Super epic fucking satanic classic. And then Melissa, the acoustic, like you said, intro, then hard riff, then back to it. Like a catchy, undistorted riff. Has this really kind of cool, like you said, kind of progressive feel to it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then it gets like kind of doomy and haunting towards the end of that song. Just a killer song. Banger of a record, 10 for 10.
I mean, you can almost hear a little bit of Rush in Satan's Fall. That one section, it's about 3/4 of the way through the song or 2/3 of the way through the song. It just goes into that sort of like proggy ascending riff thing where you're like, wow. I mean, look, it's hard to describe these songs without using the same words because there's so much that fits each song. And I actually thought about maybe playing a track or two at the end, but I'm sure that'll get
It'll get us kicked. It'll get us
kicked probably, yeah. But yeah, so would you give it a 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
right. Well, you're up, man. It's your turn to talk about your album then.
All right, we're going Don't Break the Oath. Yeah, dude.
Which it's, it's kind of 1 and 1A, really, right?
Yep. And what was this song? There's two versions of this. This one's on Roadrunner, and then I have another one, another copy. I think it's on Combat. This one's on Combat.
Combat was the Euro release.
There's one that I think
UK.
this is Green Label Combat, because I think there's a camouflage one too, but it came out later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That green label's the OG then, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's the first version, and then this one was I had the picture disc of that one too.
Nice.
So one of my all-time favorite records. That's why I picked it. But like I was telling you, man, the more I was listening to Melissa, I was like, "Fuck, man, this album's really good too." It's really hard to choose between those two.
Killer. Yeah, it's so killer, man.
Yeah, but dude, Dangerous Meeting, shit. Just the double picking that starts out that song.
Oh yeah, that
right out the gate, dude.
That's probably the tremolo. That's the only almost tremolo
pick
section of any of their stuff.
You know what this song reminds me, or what I think kind of reminds me, like if the Megadeth "Killing Is My Business."
Yeah.
He took a lot from this, even though like the way he plays on that record reminds me a lot of this record.
Actually, I didn't give any data on this one. This came out September 7th, 1984, recorded May of 84 at Easy Sound Recording in Copenhagen. It came out on Roadrunner. Again, Heinrich Lund was the producer. A mix of heavy metal with progressive elements, lyrically preoccupied with Satan and the cult. Although very influential to future black metal bands due to its lyric content, the music itself is more reminiscent of traditional heavy metal. The album was remastered and subsequently reissued on Roadrunner in '97. The reissue came with a bonus track, Death Kiss, which would eventually evolve into the album's lead-off track, A Dangerous Meeting. That was a demo. The album received critical acclaim. Metal Rule named this the greatest extreme metal of all time. Wow. Fuck. The greatest of all time? Damn. Pretty big. Pretty big stuff.
And then, yeah, man. So anyways, like that tremolo picking into that fucking monster riff, and then towards that middle, dude, where it's like dun 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 dun, and then the bell ding ding. I was like, dude, this is so fucking Candlemass totally stole that shit. They stole
who did?
That Candlemass.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah, for like on Well of Souls or what the first album where they just have those. What is that one? Is that the Well of Souls where
I don't know what
the
song
bells on it? I think it is.
Like that's ass riff. And then yeah, dude, that bell, and then and the song too. The lyrics all about these guys that like are doing this seance, right?
Yeah,
and then they all get killed basically and go to hell.
Which, that happens to all good Christians, right?
Right. And then Nightmare, just a rockin' fucking metal track. Honestly, man, I hear a lot of early Scorpions on this track.
Oh, good call. Yes. Good call on the Scorpions, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention them. That's definitely, you hear the early neoclassical stuff kind of coming through, right?
Yep. And then Desecration of Souls, dude. Such a banger of a track. Heavy, evil. Dig how the solo follows the riff on that song. Mid parts total fucking metallic, man. I could even hear where Metallica got stuff on this song, on Ride the Lightning, on this.
Yeah, Creeping Death in particular, maybe.
Just
and
some of those parts.
Call it Cthulhu.
But they've said that before.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Night of the Unborn, total underrated track. The bass on this track, dude, it is fucking banging. He is all over the place on
Timmy Hansen, man, great bass player, man.
God,
rest in peace. I think he died 2 years ago, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and King's vocals kill on this, and the fucking dual solo on this. Oh man, fucking shred.
Amazing.
Super dark ending on that too, but it's only like 3 seconds, but fucking killer. on the oath. I like how it starts with like an actual oath to Satan.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then his fucking falsetto on that. I deny Jesus Christ. Fuck, dude. His vocals on this track. And then he has that. He goes back to that ooh type of thing on this too.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have
definitely
any power behind my falsetto. I've got.
Yeah. And I like how, and I can hear a lot of Schenker too in the solos on this one. Fucking Michael Schenker. I hear some Michael Schenker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. No doubt. Denner and Sherman, big time disciples of Michael Schenker for sure.
Yeah. And I could hear too where Slayer took this stuff. They do say like on Hell Awaits they took a lot from this album because it has like 1,000 fucking parts on this song.
Yeah.
Just like on Hell Awaits where like they just have all these different transitions. It doesn't sound the same, but it's like the same type of way that these songs
the idea. Yeah.
Yep.
The complexity of the arrangement. I think the one thing you got to take away from this is the complexity of the compositions here, man. These were not like, this was not Living After Midnight. No offense to that song, but it just wasn't that, or it wasn't. I mean, they took a lot more from Maiden, the early Maiden albums, like Murder in the Rue Morgue and Phantom of the Opera and songs like that, where they're that kind of thing.
They took that and then they added this extra like overlay of all like Schenker and all these other bands too. So it was like they just collaborated.
But they added that sort of evil sound to it, because the thing that was funny about it was, you had guys like Bruce, not so much Diano, but Bruce by the third album, right? Third album. Yeah. He's air raid siren, but he's not doing what King is doing. Nobody really does what King does. He just had this creepy, weird affectation with his voice where he could do this crazy high falsetto that still sounded powerful.
Right.
And that nobody could really do that. Like if Bruce tried to do a falsetto, it probably wouldn't sound right at all.
Yeah.
So when he sang the Maiden songs, they didn't have that eeriness that Mercyful Fate had.
No.
That was what set them apart.
But I think it all goes into what they were singing about as well, and the conviction that he had about these lyrics that he was singing.
True, yeah.
I mean, that goes a long way in music, because he's feeling what he's singing. He's not bullshitting you. This is what he's like really about.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. And then
I remember, I think it's on the back. Do you have the back of Melissa there?
Yeah.
Let me see the back of it real quick.
Hold on.
Yeah, is that him standing there? Does he have the bone thing? The bone microphone thing?
No, he's holding an upside down cross and like.
Oh,
he's got like
on the back? Is it on the back of Don't Break the Oath?
Smoking chalice or something.
Oh, okay. What's on the back of Don't Break the Oath? Is it him holding the bone thing?
I don't even see him on the back of this.
Oh, okay. Well then,
why is he not on it?
Somewhere, either on the insert or somewhere. I thought he was holding.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh yeah, he's in the yeah. That's creepy as fuck right there, dude.
Right.
That's creepy, man. Just from the imagery alone, right?
Yeah. But then where are we at? Gypsy, man. That riff on that. Love this song. Super catchy as fuck. Again,
so
it's another one of those short songs, but man, it's super catchy and just a badass song. Welcome Princess of Hell. Banger. Kind of reminds me of where he would go as far as into the King Diamond type of stuff.
Solo stuff. Yeah.
More of a traditional type of.
Yeah, more of a storytelling sort of thing.
Yep.
Like more than anything, yeah.
More of a straightforward metal song. Killer solo though. And then what's the last one? To One Far Away. To One Far Away, man. Cool. Again, I hear I hear Scorps again on this. Guitar tone, instrumental intro. It's just like that kind of like little Scorps type of intro, and then right into like Come to the Sabbath. definitely has. I feel like the beginning of that song almost reminds me of Black Sabbath. It has that just that kind of 70s, you know, like that. It's not the same sound as the rest of the record. Has some definite
Yeah.
Sabbath riffage, and
Yeah.
then it turns into kind of like a speed metal song, killer double bass all of a sudden. Then you're hit with like heavy doom riff, brings back, and he's talking about Melissa again in this, and I like the way the guitar and the keyboards add to the atmosphere at the end of this song, and then he's like, "My sweet Satan,"
My sweet Satan.
and
Yeah,
then
that's great.
he's like, I can't sing like him, but he's like, "My sweet Satan, you are the one," and then that's the end of the record.
Yep. Yeah, it's perfect, man. I mean, again, I'll tell you my mark, but these two are so close. I mean, and they're, to be honest with you, they're kind of cornerstones of metal music. I think, you know, you can't, and that's why I always had a problem, because I was like, man, I love the riffs in this. I just can't get past King's vocals back then, but I've gotten there finally. It took a while, but I got there, and now, you know, I don't think I could hear the stuff without his voice. You know what I mean?
I think his voice add to the band. Like
Sure.
I mean, you could put somebody else's voice here, but I don't think it would have the same kind of effect, or I don't think the band would have the same following if you didn't have those vocals. So
Yeah. I mean, you done?
yeah,
Okay.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. All right. I'm going to give it a 9.75, and here's why. Especially on Dangerous Meeting, there's some weird sections on that song that sound like they dropped in some of the guitar work. It's like in the very beginning, there's that like whammy bar sort of weirdness that goes on, and it doesn't sound natural to the mixing process to me. I don't know why. And I listened to it on my new Mac, which has banging stereo system on. So it's not, you know, unless it was a bad rip that I heard, I didn't actually pull my CDs out. But there's just a little, from a production standpoint, I think this one's a little, to me, it's a little below the last one, the first one. And most people would probably think it's the other way around. But
yeah. I think the first one's an eviler sounding record, but
yeah.
I think the second one's I think it's more well written.
You're probably right. I think the first one's a little more raw, which gives it that sort of it gives it that vibe of more evilness. Like it's just raw. The production is. The mixing's kind of in that. This one's a little more polished. Not a lot, but a little more. Yeah. But I do think there's a little bit of there's something about the drums on the first track that get me. I don't know what it is. But that said, that's an iconic riff, man. The beginning of A Dangerous Meeting.
Yeah, dude.
That chugging into the leads that are just badass. And the vocal line, so killer. Like I said, there's some wild overdubs at the very beginning that just don't sound natural. It's my only problem with it, and probably my only problem with the album. But, man, that chorus, man. Tonight the circle is meeting again. I can't go up as high as he does. It would just sound terrible. But, you know, man, it's just, you know, who will be the first to fall in trance? In here, nobody is sensing the rain. Tonight the spirits will glance. So as they're approaching ghostly hour, they think they know the spirit to appear, or know the spirit will appear. Contact. The table starts to dance. Time is standing still. It's a dangerous meeting. They're going to get themselves killed. You know, it's just about a seance, right? You know, and invoking Satan.
Evil. Yep.
Yeah, evil. And it's awesome, man. Nightmare. Nightmare's worth it just for that part where it goes, oh, oh,
yeah.
oh, 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 and you're just like, fuck yeah, man, bring some more of that shit. Now, back then I'd have been like, what's up with this shit? What's up with the fucking, what's up with the goddamn fucking operatic vocals? But now I dig them, you know. Death Scratches Souls. That intro riff is massively badass. Although King's weird vocal affectation at the beginning is a bit goofy, but what's new? The riffy section of this is slamming. The solos are killer, and it has a weird stranglehold vibe to it. You know, from Nugent.
Yeah.
I hear stranglehold tones on the solos. They have that sort of milky, sort of hanging sound to them. Love Desecration of the Souls. Killer.
Great song.
Night of the Unborn, man.
Killer, badass song.
Ramps up the speed. Could almost be a speed metal or mild thrash song as far as the tempo goes. The chorus is killer. One of my favorite songs. King, or one of my favorite Fate songs. What the fuck? I thought I did a better job of this, but clearly I didn't. The something metal part really ramps up during the solo. I don't know what I was trying to say there. It says SIPPED, sipped. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Anyway, it's badass. The Spirits of the Unborn will play tonight. Forgive them, they didn't die. The Oath, cool, creepy intro. The church bells, the thunder, the chanting, spoken words, the crazed laughter all build anticipation. And the riffs don't disappoint either, although I always expect a slower build for that number instead of the speedy riff they come out of the gate with. We get the middle of the jammy section. Could be Maiden or even Rush a little bit. Very proggy for that bit of the song. Lots of killer bass present by Timmy Hansen. And the end of the song just jams like a mother. Sounds so much like an early Maiden song like Phantom of the Opera. It just has that Phantom of the Opera vibe to it. Gypsy, man. Such a killer song, man. Oh, the riffs on that just fucking blow my mind, man. They're just so badass. King goes nuclear on this one. One of the best metal songs ever written. Solos are massive, too, on this one.
Banger song.
Yeah, it just is.
That riff, dude. That riff on that song.
It's just, look, I'm going to go on record and say, I think, quite frankly, I love Maiden and I love Priest, but I think some of the riffs in Mercyful Fate are better than their riffs.
Mm-hmm.
They just, Denner and fucking Sherman, thank you. Especially Sherman, man. What a guitar player, man.
Yep.
What an incredible riff writer, dude. Just epic fucking riff writer. And it's just mind-blowing, man. Let's see where are we at here. I'm getting used to my Mac and I keep fucking up and hitting the wrong button. All right, so we get to Welcome Princes of Hell, those harmonized lead lines after the riffs, the intro riffs are so wicked. And yeah, this is a vocal melody that King uses a lot throughout his career, but the reverb and delay on his voice make it really spooky at times. Great killer track again. 2-1 Far Away. That's kind of a cool little interlude, little acoustic interlude, and then we get to Come to the Sabbath. That intro and that cool little arpeggiated figure, then that spiraling riff into the power chord section. So cool and complex, really complex. That's the thing that I don't think people really, unless you're a guitar player, and Nate's a guitar player, and you play guitar, you just don't realize just how complex some of these songs are.
I know.
They're
it's like
far
how
more
do you even come up with that? It's
yeah,
like,
they're not, you know, as I said, and I'm not shitting on Priest, but they're not down, or, you know, wasted, you know, there's so much going on here. A lot of arpeggiated figures, a lot of arpeggiated chord playing, just crazy fucking good composition. Yeah, and you know, that song, Come to the Sabbath, reminds me a lot of where Ghost got their whole shtick from.
oh yeah.
I hear Ghost in a lot of, like, later day Ghost, I hear they ripped off Mercyful Fate a lot to me.
Yeah, they did. They said they ripped off Mercyful Fate and Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah. So 9.7 out of 5, simply because drop-in section, and I'd have to like play it. Maybe I will at the end. Maybe we'll take a chance and play that 1 or 2 songs off each album. Once the stream's over, we'll just sort of see what happens. I'll probably get a copyright strike. That's probably the worst thing that'll happen, I would hope. But yeah, man, 9.75. I listened to 4 King Diamond sung albums today. And I listened to them 6 times. Not 6 times each, but a total of 6 times. Like, I'm either a glutton for punishment or it's like I'm just starting to get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. So let's jump in. Anything we want to say about those 2? Anything you want to tie up with those 2?
No, I just think I kind of wanted to go into I thought what you were saying about how people like always talk about them being like black metal or death metal kind of thing. I think they were more like closer to like, I think there's a lot of thrash, like bands that became like, even Bay Area thrash took a lot of influence from Mercyful Fate. I can hear a lot of stuff from Metallica, Slayer, Exodus, those bands. I hear all that stuff that Mercyful Fate plays. I would attune that more to thrash than I would black metal, but I get the black metal because they sing about Satan, and that's what black metal is.
But I mean, very little of their riffs are thrashy, though. As far as speed wise, they're more mid tempo. But yeah,
I'm not saying they're thrash. I'm not saying Mercyful Fate's thrash. I'm saying that the bands that were thrash took a lot from Mercyful Fate.
Oh, huge, yes. Especially when you think about songs like Fade to Black or Call of Cthulhu, Creeping Death, bits of For Whom the Bell Tolls. You just hear those.
Yeah, it's the way the compositions are, and even like what I was saying about Hell Awaits or.
And didn't they do Curse of the Pharaohs and was it Gypsy too or no? What did they do?
Metallica? Metallica?
Yeah, what did they cover? Curse of the Pharaohs.
They did Curse of the Pharaohs for sure. I think they did Desecration of Souls.
Okay.
But and then I hear like other bands like, what was I? Like, I think black metal's more Hellhammer, Celtic Frost, Bathway, Venom inspired.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas this stuff was more to the players that were like the guys from thrash that were like, oh man, look what they're doing. Look at all these different sections and
look at all this complex riffery.
Right. And then if you think about it, even those like Slayer, Exodus, those bands were taking that satanic imagery as well.
Sure.
It was just kind of the same thing. They just sped up everything.
Yeah, a lot faster riffage. BPMs went up, but I mean, and those guys, the guys in Metallica and Megadeth and, all those thrash bands of that era, they were fucking loving this shit, man. Slayer, they loved this Euro second wave, new wave of British heavy metal.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of what it was. It was almost like Dissection was second wave Norwegian black metal. It's kind of like the OGs were like, Maiden, a Diamond Head, Angel Witch, those bands. And then these guys were like, literally hanging right on their tails. You know what I mean? Just right on their tails. But what really made them unique was King. Yeah. King's vocals just put them in a totally different place. Plus, they went all out. Whereas, Maiden did one song that talked about Satan. Yeah. The number of the beast and woe to you. They didn't hang there. Fucking Mercyful Fate said, "Oh, okay, we see you, Maiden. We see your devil, and we'll raise you 10 devils." Yeah. I mean, that's what it was, right?
Oh, plus I brought out a special something I've never shown before.
Oh, just for us?
Yep. You ready?
I'm ready. Wow, look at that. Now that's orange. Whoa, look at this shit. That's an OG?
OG, dude, on fucking Screen Stars.
Wow. Now, did you get that? Where'd you get that, or when did you get that?
Got a story about this, too. So I owned this exact shirt when I was a kid, but I ended up losing it somewhere. I shit you not, dude. I found this at a flea market maybe like 15 years ago, just in a big old pile of like shirts.
Yeah.
And there was Van Halen in there and Ozzy and some other stuff. I bought them all, of course. And the guy was like, I don't know. He barely spoke English, and he was just like, just $5. I was like, okay.
$5.
Yeah, obviously they came out of.
Uh-oh.
It was a bunch of old metal.
I lost you there for a second. What'd you say?
No.
Obviously they what?
Oh, obviously they came out of somebody's storage unit.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They were just all in a big plastic bag, and he just dumped them all over the ground there.
You know, I lost my storage unit 2 years ago. I think that was one of the ones that was in my storage unit. I think that might be my OG right there. Somebody's selling my fucking OG Frontline Assembly Hardwire shirt somewhere for $150.
Hey, somebody's selling my ministry shirt that I lost at the laundromat too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so look, it cannot be understated. This band is legendary. Again, I didn't look up how many albums they put out. I will in a minute, but I believe it's 9 or 7 or 9. And really all of them are good, but really the first 4 are really, really good. I'm trying to remember who's in the version of Mercyful Fate now. Is Denner in it, or
I have no idea, dude.
Or Hank Sherman? I don't think they are, right?
I don't know. I don't think Hank Sherman is.
Mike Weed's in it, who was also is with King, right?
I don't know who's in that. Maybe Snowy Shaw or someone. I don't know.
Now he was a drummer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they got Joey Vera's on bass.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. So it's, and I didn't go see him. I wish I had, but current right now is King. Oh, Hank Sherman is with him. Okay. Mike Weed on guitars, Joey Vera, and Bjorn T. Holm drums.
Who?
Bjorn T. Holm.
Okay.
And I guess Michael Denner, the last time he's been with him is 2011. So
you remember the whole breakup thing with Mercyful
No,
Fate?
what was the deal? I don't even know why they broke up.
Because Hank Sherman started coming to the was it Hank Sherman? Not Michael Denner. Yeah, I think it was Hank Sherman, right? He started coming to the all the like practices and shows wearing like jam shorts. He was wearing like pink shorts and tank tops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they were like, dude, what's going on? And he started writing. He's like, these songs have to go on the new Mercyful Fate. And they were just all like pop songs. And then he came out on a record called Fate.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's when it was all like some weird fucking melodic kind of hard rock.
Actually, it was Hank Sherman wanted to go in a more commercial
Hank
direction.
Sherman. That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said Denner. I'm sorry.
No, I said it was Hank Sherman, right? Not Denner.
Yeah, it was.
I couldn't remember. I was pretty sure it was Sherman because he wanted to do like a commercial stuff, and he was coming.
Oh, that's right. Michael Denner went with King Diamond. That's right. Yeah.
And I think that's where when the new album came out, like when I heard it, it had lost that Hank Sherman, whatever he was writing, because I think he wrote most of the songs.
He wrote most of the songs on the
King Diamond said Hank Sherman wrote most of those songs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he was writing commercial songs, and King Diamond was like, I'm not playing this shit. And so he ended up leaving the band, and that's when they formed.
Well, that's when he did Fate, right, in 85 and 86. And then he did rejoin Denner, and they formed something called Lavina. Lavina, I don't know.
I know there was like a Denner Sherman record too.
Yes, there was a Denner Sherman. And then, if I'm not wrong, Craig LaCicero played with, was it Denner in Demonica?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's Denner. Yeah.
Who was on vocals on that?
That's a good question. Let me see. Hold on.
That record's pretty good. I remember it being good anyways.
Are you serious? There's no fucking... Hold on. Yeah, that was a lot. What around like 2009?
Sounds right. 2008 or 2009 or something like that.
Let's see. It was. I think it was actually more. I think of it. God damn it! Are you serious? That
Yeah,
might be. That might have been Sherman.
let me look it up.
I got it.
Got it?
Yeah, it was Hank Sherman. Oh wait, no wait. That says demonstrous. What the fuck, man? Where we got? Here we go. Hank and Clyde. Yeah, Hank Sherman. Yeah, that was 2010. I thought it was 9.
Yeah.
I have never heard it. Is it? It's pretty. Oh no, I have heard it. It's pretty fucking heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It almost sort of. I don't want to say it's new metal sounding because it's not. It's got more of a sort of a evil thrash sort of vibe to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look for that thing. I think that thing's super hard to find.
It is hard to find.
Yeah, and expensive if I remember. I think I went looking for it a couple years ago. I was like, "What? No." Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No, dude, I see one on fucking Discogs for $2.
What? Oh, you gotta grab that, dude.
Oh, of course it's from Denmark.
Oh yeah. So it's only gonna cost you $40 in shipping.
Well, I could get one from the US for $17.
Oh, that's
total.
not bad. That's not bad.
Total. That's total shipped.
That's not bad. A CD
Yeah.
or an album?
CD. I don't think it came out on.
I don't think it came out on an album. Yeah, yeah.
Nah, it's a CD.
So yeah, and I did listen to it when I was prepping for the Craig thing 2 years ago. I did listen to it. It's heavy. I remember it being super heavy. Don't remember who was singing.
I don't know. It says somebody. I don't know.
Klaus Hansen. I have no idea who he is.
I don't either.
It has Mark Hernandez from. Mark Hernandez was playing drums for him. That was from Forbidden, Omega Wave Forbidden, because that was right around the time for Omega Wave came out too, if I remember.
Yeah, I think it was around the same. This was kind of like a. It reminded me of when Testament did their fucking like death metal record.
Yeah, Low and
what was the one
Demonic?
after?
Was it Demonic?
Demonic. Yeah, and this is Demonic.
That's Demonic. I think it's the same thing. You're right. By the way,
it does have like a kind of a slight new metal edge to it.
Slight, yeah. It's kind of like when you listen to Forbidden's Green album. There's just enough new metal there that you go, all right, I hear just a touch of it. But there's a lot of killer riffs and Russ's great vocals, so it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? But the Demonica thing is speedy new metal in a weird way. It's got like that heavy, speedy new metal sort of thing. And speaking of Forbidden, actually, sorry. God.
Oh, I was going to say the production has that kind of bassy, bumpy,
yes,
ballsy, you know, that
really like
feeling,
really like pummeling in your face sort of vibe. Yeah. Speaking of Forbidden, actually, they're playing with Death Angel tonight. I guess they're probably on right about now, actually. And I got a ticket for tomorrow night to watch the live whole show. You get the whole show with I think it's Ex Mortis or Warbringer, maybe, and then Forbidden, and then Death Angel.
Oh,
$30 $35. It was worth it to do that. Anyway, live stream tomorrow night. Yeah. So where were we at? We're at King, right?
Your pick.
My pick. Well, no, yours is first. No, mine's first. You're right.
Yep.
My bad. Okay. So
hey, wait, what are you drinking tonight?
Wine, and I'm fucking hammered off of one glass.
What kind of wine? Box wine?
No, man, fucking Merlot.
Merlot. Check this out. This is kind of one of my go-to beers now at the liquor store. It's a Tiki Fusion IPA.
Oh yeah,
Lagunitas.
I've heard of that Lagunitas. Is that grapefruit?
No, it's got orange, lime, grapefruit, and allspice. But it's an IPA, and it's like a tiki zombie.
Nice. Who makes it? Who makes it?
10%.
Lagunitas.
10%.
Holy fuck, dude. I'd be fucking shit-faced after like a quarter of that thing, man. Wow. Who makes it, though? Laguntas or
Yeah, Lagunitas.
Lagunitas?
Lagunitas. I always add an N in there.
Where's that out of? Where are they? Where's that made at? California?
I want to say it's San Diego, but
It sounds right.
somewhere it's California for sure.
Somewhere in Cali, yeah. I have one of these. I'm not sure I'm going to get there, though. It's Blue Trail, Lancaster Brewing Company, Blueberry Lemonade Shandy, man. Oh, that shit's good.
That sounds good. I got this
5%.
one. I got this one after is the Stone Hazy.
Are we going to be staying up late tonight, Dennis? Are you working tomorrow?
Yeah, but I work at 8, so I'm good.
Oh, fuck, you can sleep in then. All right. We'll have to see if anybody wants to jump in then. All right, so where are we at? I need to get on my
Your King Diamond.
There we go. Yeah, San Diego. What's up, Eric? What is up? How goes the pump you up trade? I'm here to pump you up. Habanero Sculpin.
That sounds good.
Sounds interesting. All right. We're getting on to this King Diamond shiz right here. So I picked them, which you have that, right?
Yeah. I have them.
I have them too. Just ordered it today, actually. OG, of course.
Check this out, dude. I paid $2 for this.
You fucking bastard, you.
This
you
was
fucking bastard.
What is this? I got this at Logos. This was a record store in Santa Cruz. It wasn't a record store; it was a bookstore. But they had and they had this for $2. I think I only owned this on cassette before.
That's a steal. That's a steal.
I would find like stuff like this. I mean, this is like back in the '90s when nobody gave a shit about vinyl.
Exactly. Nobody.
Be like in there, and I was like, I'll grab that. I don't have it on record. I only have the cassette. So
yeah, of course.
I had that one, and then I got from that same guy I was telling you about. I got the picture disc as well.
Damn, dude! Look at you, man. Fucking A. Was it now? Is this when did he say this shit is of the devil, but I need $50 for it?
Yeah. So he bought this for fucking. This was only $7.99, so he got a deal on it.
What did he sell it to you for?
I don't know. I think I bought everything. I gave him like $50, and then
for everything. Okay.
Yeah. And then the rest went into the fucking the school across the street for.
I was gonna say went into the fiery furnace of hell. Well, listen, Eric.
He has the photos. So why did he still have photos? He's like, check it out. Here's me and King. Like all of a sudden he's bragging about.
Yeah, he's bragging that he knew these satanic dudes, right? Yeah. So Eric brings up a good point though. He says conspiracy over them. Well, I don't think you can really go wrong with any of the first 5 King Diamond albums, particularly Abigail, Them, Conspiracy, and now The Eye. I really think The Eye is pretty amazing. I was pretty stunned by it. So, but I picked Them. I was kind of going back and forth between this and Abigail, but I don't know. I like the overall ambiance of Them a little bit more. It's just got the stories a little more fleshed out. The playing on it's incredible. The songs themselves, the structure, the composition's a little bit better. So it's released in June of 1988 in Europe.
Also, while you're talking, I'm just going to show the guys on the back shirtless and sitting around with their hair.
Sitting around with their hair, stroking it like I am, stroking it, right?
Look at this guy. He's like, what's up, man?
Which one?
Right here.
Oh, is that the bass player or the other guitar player?
Yeah, it's Pete Black with 2K.
That's Pete Black. Yeah.
And then Andy LaRocque, look at his little pose with his arm on his shoulder or his.
Oh yeah, like this. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. I'll tell you what though, that motherfucker can play some guitar, man. That guy is good. So this was produced by King Diamond, Robert Falcao, whatever, on Roadrunner. Recorded MMC Studios in Copenhagen. Recorded 1988. Comes out June of 88 in Europe and September of 88 in the U.S. It is basically, the storyline here is basically what King starts to graduate to. I think it's after Fatal Portrait, right? Or is that Is that a narrative story, Fatal Portrait? Because I've actually don't.
Fatal Portrait's like one of his records where it's like
Each song's about other things.
Something different. Yeah. But I think there's actually part of it's like a story, and then there's other songs that have nothing to do with the story.
Okay, but
where
Abigail's
his first full
concept album,
right?
And then we get to Them, and that starts the concept that carries over into the conspiracy. And the concept is that King, he actually names himself King. He said Fatal Portrait's half concept. Okay.
Yeah.
So in Them, King is this character, this kid. It's not King Diamond the singer, but it could be, right? And his grandmother comes home from the asylum, and he walks in on her. I believe she's in the middle of a seance, and the teapots and the saucers are flying and levitating, and he sees this, and she says, "You're not supposed to see this, but I'll tell you about it." And apparently there's this strange power in a teapot called Amon, which I think is a god of... Amon is a god... it's an Egyptian god, I believe, right?
God of war or something.
Amon, yeah. And so we get into that, and he is overtaken by Them, who is these disembodied spirits that inhabit the house and the teapot and, whatever. His mom's underwear drawer or something like that. But anyway, the daughter, his sister is dragged into it, and Amon's... Oh, it's the name of the house? I thought it was the name of the teapot.
Yeah, it's the name of the teapot.
I thought it was the name of the teapot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's why he's talking about the teapot is Amon, and there's that's why there's tea, that song Tea and all that.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was the teapot, Tim, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I didn't read the lyrics too deeply. I take this all kind of like
it's King Diamond's
It's disjointed. Yeah, it's disjointed.
Slightly disjointed.
But eventually the grandmother kills the sister because she's onto her, and he has to take the grandmother and get her outside the house to get her away. So he's broken the spell that was over him, and he ends up killing the grandmother, but she's not really dead. She's coming back. They're here.
That's it. She's getting blood from the mom.
Right, the blood.
And
the sister's angry. The sister sees that she's dying.
Yeah. And she's getting slowly killed, and they won't do anything about it. They won't believe, or because King's already into this kind of
trance. He's in this trance.
Yeah.
By them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tim says it's the house. I could have swore I read that it was the teapot, but whatever. We don't have to argue about it. I can go back and pull it up then when Dennis is talking about his album. Can you guys hear that music? Is it too loud?
No, I can't hear anything.
Okay. I moved the mic over here away from that because
I hear a little. I hear something back there, but I can't really.
Man, this album fucking rules. The Great Old Ones. You know who that is? The French band.
No.
French black metal band. Oh man.
Sounds Cthulhu-ish.
Yeah, it's all Cthulhu, dude. It's fucking killer. You'd love it, man. You'd love it. I got an album. I'm gonna have to send that out your way. I got an extra album. I actually ordered the same album twice like a dumbass. One's used and one's new. I'll keep the new one. I'll probably send the old one to you. Anyway, yeah, so that's the story. And we start out with Welcome Home. We start out with Out from the Asylum. You hear all the... We hear this. We hear a lot of this. Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we get to Welcome Home, the intro track. King completely unhinged. Those multi-part harmony yelps and screams are so over the top. Killer solos by, I'm assuming, LaRoque. I think he does all the solos on there, most of them. Mega, ultra mega banger. What a killer track. The Invisible Guest, man, the opening harmonized guitars are so killer. We got lots of crazy whammy bar wanking on this one. So much wanking. It's awesome. I'm guessing, again, that's Andy LaRoque. But it could be the other dude. I don't know a lot about him. Never really did a lot of deep research on him. Could be him. On those those cascading harmonized vocals on the choruses are so fucking killer. Yeah, just solo. Wait, hold on. What was that? Oh, T. Solid solo wanking all over the place to open the track. The scream that he lets out in the first half verse is like a cat herding pitch. You know, it's like that. If you want to herd cats, you just get King Diamond to come do that yelp for you. With the tears in our eyes. I can't do it, man. It's just fucking so bad, my voice for him. The harmonized vocals, creepy but killer. That line where he says, "Is it time for tea?" So theatrical and over the top. Great song, man. I love that song. Mother's Getting Well. Oh, no, Weaker. I'm sorry. Intense riff-a-rama and up-tempo. Mother's Getting Well. Kind of the exact opposite of that, right? Yeah. So, Mother's Getting Weaker. Intense riffery and up-tempo. That's probably maybe one of the speedier tracks on the album, and that harmonized guitar lines are super killer. Another banger. Bye Bye Missy. This track is even over the top theatrically for King standards. The swing in the drums is almost kind of comical, and then it just ends suddenly. Probably my least favorite track on the album, to be honest with you. It's almost vaudevillian at times. Broken Spell. This one has a jaggedness to it with the riffs during the verse that's super cool. And it's a co-write with Andy LaRocque. Tons of crazy shred and harmonized guitars everywhere. But what's new, even some cool acoustics on this track. For this album, anyways. The Accusation Chair, probably absolutely my favorite song on the album, man. That song fucking rips, man. Just that, it's proggy. That staccato opening riff that kicks off with the chugging. The really weird take on the Twilight Zone theme. Did you hear that? It's a take on the Twilight Zone theme. But it's weird. It's like almost like slowed down and in a different key. It's super weird.
It is.
Super cool. They do towards the end of the track. I'm sorry. Then you get the martial drumming. You almost get the military vibe at the end of that one. That's my favorite track on the album, for sure.
Okay.
But I like other ones, too. I'm sorry. Them, the instrumental. Man, I love that song, man. It's a killer instrumental. Starts off with gorgeous neoclassical acoustic guitars. That haunting and cool as fuck synths. Has a Call of Cthulhu vibe to it. That ascending chordal sequence. And then
you know
get
what
all
this song sounds like to me, dude? It sounds like fucking Diary of a Madman to me.
Yes. Yeah, no doubt. Yep. That Yep, that descending chord sequence. Yep, for sure, man, for sure. And I love that track though. Twilight Symphony, another killer chugger. Probably some of the best riffs on the album are in that one.
Yeah.
The rhythm is killer.
Yeah.
I love the vocals on this one. What's that say? Then he's got all the harmonized screams on there, and they get super theatrical with the spoken word, sung vocal section there. Lots of chug to end that one out. That's a killer one. And then we get to the end with Coming Home. Creepy ending, whispers, strangled voices, and weirdness. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Theatrically, it's kind of over the top often, but that's King. Generally holds up super well. The riffage is killer all the way throughout. Just fucking badass album. How about you on that one?
All right, where are we at? Let's go Welcome Home, man. I don't know, man. Like, I'm so sick of this song. Like, I heard it so many times on Headbangers Ball. Every fucking episode, it was like, Grandma. I was like, oh my God, dude, play something else.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
But, it's a total sing-along. Very catchy song.
Yeah, probably one of his catchiest, actually.
Pretty good. I like the intro with all the little voices and stuff. Invisible Guest, heavier track. I like the transitions on this song. And the dark. I like his vocals on this. They're like darker. They're not like I like his vocals on this record a lot because he's not in that high range all the time. He's like you said, he's very theatrical, but it goes along with the song. So
Right.
sometimes he has gruffer vocals, and it's not just like high, high,
Well, he's
high.
changing it up a lot. He's
Yeah,
changing it
and
up a lot.
sometimes it's more spoken
Yeah.
on some of these songs. I like his vocals on this. T, I think, is probably one of my favorite songs on here. Very fucking heavy song.
Yeah, that is
heavy but melodic, very dark and doomy track. I like this song a lot. Mother's Getting Weaker, probably my least favorite song. It's okay. It's more of a storytelling piece to transition.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a transition piece. Yeah.
Into Bye Bye Missy. Again, another kind of like almost the same kind of heaviness as T, but maybe not as good. I like the chorus on this. Broken Spell, another banger. Great soloing on this song. I like the acoustic melodies in the middle of this track. Really good track. Accusation Chair, really killer song.
Man,
does have kind of reminds me of a Megadeth track for some reason.
Yeah, you're right. It does have a little bit of a Megadeth vibe, man.
And
I do love how they put the Twilight Zone theme in there.
Yep. And then again, them, like I said, have that Diary of a Madman kind of acoustic vibe with great chorus and melodies. I love that song. It's a cool song. Twilight Symphony, probably my favorite song on the record.
Oh, no kidding.
I love this song.
It's a great song, man.
I just love the riffs on this. Super catchy, and I just like the Twilight Symphony. I don't know. I just like the way this song. I just like this song for some reason.
Oh yeah. I get it.
Good. And then Coming Home, good eerie kind of ending to the whole concept. And I think if you know what this whole record is about, I think it works better if you go into like reading about it, and it makes the record better than just hearing the tracks by themselves.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, and I think with the King Diamond stuff, you got to listen to the whole record because it's telling you a story.
Yeah, you really do. You're right. If you start track skipping, you're not going to kind of get the entire.
Right. Because like I was saying, even in like one of the tracks where it's just basically, it's an okay track, but it's more of a storytelling transition into the next song.
Yeah, it's like a bridge piece.
Yep.
Now, the thing hang on, let me look at something here real quick.
And I'll go 8 out of 10 on this one.
Yeah, so actually, he had a run of albums here, 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90. Those first 5 albums were boom, boom, boom. That's a pretty massively creative amount of stuff going on there, right? You know?
Yeah. And I think he had these stories already written. If he was always I think he's kind of like us. He was always into, as a kid, into horror movies and that kind of stuff. And
right.
So he just transitioned all that stuff. He was probably thinking of these stories, who knows when he was coming up with this stuff. Because some of it's kind of weird, out of the ballpark type of like stories where it's like, what? So I just think it's cool that, that these albums kind of like each song is about this one thing that happens that goes into the next track, and it makes this album a whole. So
right. Yeah, I mean, I think if I had gotten into King back in the 80s and 90s, I would have fully been immersed in these stories, right? But coming to King later, when I finally was like, all right, I can stomach this guy, finally. Yeah. I love the music always, but I can stomach the vocal now. It didn't, I hate to say, a lot of it's probably my ADHD, but I just found that the music didn't demand me to go learn the story and all the lyrics. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It didn't demand of me of that. And I didn't feel like I had to do it to fully enjoy the album anyways.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. I just think it helps to.
No, I agree though. Yeah, and that's the one piece I'm probably missing here, which I wish I'm going to have to try to go back now. Like, so, I started ordering a couple of these. I ordered them today. I have my eyes on a couple of other, I'm probably not going to go anywhere past Time for Mercyful Fate unless I find the shit super cheap. And I probably with King, I had Abigail too once upon a time way back when. Never listened to it. I just didn't think it was that great.
Abigail?
Abigail 2.
Oh yeah, I have that one too. I don't think it's that good. I remember liking it, but it wasn't like something
It
I
was
go
all
back
right.
to.
It wasn't mind blowing.
Maybe I need to. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something like I was just like, all right, it's whatever.
You know how it goes. You get the stuff, and then you get it, and then you, I'll get around to it. You listen to it once or twice, and you never go back if it doesn't pull you in.
Right.
But yeah, so The Eye, which is yours, the invisible guest tells you the name of the house, which is Amon. Okay. All right. I don't know where I saw that, but I think I saw it on Wikipedia.
Something about the teapot. I don't know.
Yeah.
What it was.
Yeah, I might have seen it. Might have seen it in somebody reviewing the album. They might have goofed up, but yeah. So we're on to the Eye.
The Eye.
And I to say this straight up, I'd never listened to this album before. Today.
That's my original tape, dude.
Nice. This came out October 30th, day before Halloween, 1990. Was recorded August of 1990. Sweet Silence Studios in Copenhagen. Roadrunner again. King Diamond, Robert Falco, whatever, and Andy LaRocque. And this is the 5th album by Danish heavy metal band King Diamond, released October 30th, 1990 through Roadrunner. It continues to feature a major storyline like other King Diamond albums, though it is told differently. The Eye is the only album to feature drummer Snowy Shaw, and the last to feature guitarist Pete Black and bassist Hal Patino, until the latter's return on Abigail 2. Man, I got to tell you, I was shocked by this. So go ahead.
Yeah, dude. So about this record, like this is something I heard. So 1990, I was already into like and all that stuff. So I don't know what made me purchase this record back then, but I was like, and looking at it, I can see that the tape's a cutout, so it was probably like $1 or something. So I was probably somewhere, and I saw this for super cheap, and I was like, let me grab it. I just thought it was going to be, something I wasn't going to like, and I really liked this record when I listened to it. I was like, what the fuck? I was not expecting this, because usually when, the band gets to like, what was this? Their like 5th album or something. But so what is it? Fatal Portrait, Abigail, Them. What's after Them? Is it The Eye?
Well, I'm sorry?
What's after Them?
No, Conspiracy.
Conspiracy, and then The Eye.
Yeah.
So I think I had already heard Conspiracy. I like Conspiracy now, but I didn't like it back then. So I was like, whatever, I'll just get this record.
Nah, Conspiracy's pretty fucking good, dude.
Oh no, I like it. I like it now a lot. I just didn't like it back then. So I didn't think I was gonna like this record, but I ended up buying it anyways, and I was like, God damn, this record's badass.
Yeah.
And still to this day, I listen to, probably that's the King Diamond album I go for the most. And it's probably more of a like a nostalgia thing, because hearing this record and liking it like, so much when I was not really into that kind of music at the time.
Right.
So it's more like, man, I still like it. I think it still holds up.
Oh, I think it holds up really.
I think this album is totally underrated. Rarely anybody says, "Oh, I like The Eye." It's always Abigail.
That's a great point. Exactly. Yeah. It's always Abigail, Them, or Conspiracy is almost always the one they say, or Fatal Portrait. Yeah.
Yep. But man, this album is heavy as shit, dude.
Dude, I was blown away by this album. And in fact, I grabbed Them today, that Japanese copy. When we get done tonight, I'm going to search for a copy of The Eye. I know I'm going to.
Yeah. So starts out with Eye of the Witch, and then this album has like,
it's a little bit poppy. There are moments of,
has like a I think the story is pretty cool because it starts out with this witch and then it comes into this kind of necklace.
Well, it's about the necklace thing and all
right.
these individual little stories are
goes into like a different story about a nun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Eye of the Witch starts with a kind of nod, like the keyboard. So another thing about this record, there's a lot of keyboards.
A lot more keyboards and synths on this, yeah.
Yep. So,
but they're good. They're good.
Right. So it starts out with that.
They really accent the fucking compositions, I think.
Yeah, and that's exactly I think why I like this record.
Yeah.
And that keyboard on this song sounds like a different rendition of the Phantasm theme.
Well, it sounds like a 70s Deep Purple vibe.
Yeah,
I think
it totally has that Phantasm type of theme to it. And then the heavy riffs, fucking chugging heavy riffs, great chorus. And then the Trial, heavy, dirgy riff with an eerie vibe. I love that song.
Man, dude, that song fucking rips.
Yep.
That might have one of the best riffs on it ever on any King Diamond album.
I think so. And then Burn, total riff fest with keys added to accentuate the rhythms like we were talking about.
Yeah, accenting all the guitar lines, yep.
And so that's when the witch is burning, and then you get two little girls where they find the necklace after that. And then
that thing's creepy. That song's pretty fucking creepy. It's just so weird.
I put fucking nightmarish mix of keys and vocals.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then into the convent, and this is where it turns into the nun with the priest, the perverted priest. More of a typical song, kind of like a Them kind of song, reminds me of that. More accessible. And then Father Picard, really heavy metal banger, melodic and hard as shit. Pretty creepy when you read the lyrics. And then Behind These Walls, man, the keyboards on this, dude, fucking badass with heavy riff. The song rules. I love that song.
Oh yeah, huge.
And then the Meetings, classic King Diamond, speed metal jam, man, total ripper. Insanity, total kind of like I put on here Led Zeppelin meets Satan. And then 1642, Imprisonment, killer vocals and arrangements, and The Curse, epic doom, heavy. And then it goes into a Speed Assault, man. Just a fucking banger of a record. Total underrated fucking metal record from 1990 when really there was nothing like this coming out in 1990. So it's kind of like a kind of special record because there was not a record like this in 1990, man. Everybody
because that's when Alice and Soundgarden and all those bands were coming out. Yeah,
right. So you had grunge
Nirvana,
and you had death metal.
Yeah,
and fucking Metallica was gonna put out the Black Album and all that.
That's right. The Black Album came. Yeah.
So
it changed the face of thrash metal forever, right? not for the good.
Nope.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, the Eye of the Witch.
Yeah,
very 70s prog vibes, killer chorus. The chug and riffery during the verse is so killer. The fade out is epic, man. I mean, it's just a mega banger. That song is so killer. But then it's followed by
his vocals on that too, man. He's really got control of what he's doing on this song. I feel like on this record, it's like you said, poppy, which it's a very catchy record and it's very smooth. Like this whole record.
I mean, poppy should be more along the lines of what you just said, catchy. There's earworms to these songs because the one thing that I've often found about like the Mercyful Fate stuff, the early stuff, even some of the early King stuff, is that he doesn't necessarily always have catchy hooks to his vocals because he's always doing all this vocal affectation things. You know, 1 minute he's doing the and then he's doing the and then he's doing the whatever he gets it, where he'll do a excuse me, a snarly whispered thing. So it's hard to always kind of gauge where that moment of good day sunshine, it's just that he doesn't have those kind of moments, right?
Yeah.
But on this album, he gets close to that a lot. And there's a lot of really, really fucking memorable choruses and memorable vocal melodies. And so, for example, The Trial is just a really fucking, beast of an opening riff. Sounds super gnarly, and the voiceover and King snarling and cackling and then crazed laughter. It's when the tempo kicks up a little bit and the solos start flying, the song just gets almost groovy, almost like it has like a funk to it in a weird way, right? And then when it heads towards the end, you get the church organ, man. When the church organs start coming in, man, that's going to get me every time. I love church organ, man, because I'm such a churchy kind of dude. Man, just so melancholic, and the guitar lines rip, ultra mega banger. I fucking love that song, The Trial. Probably if not my favorite, it's right there with Behind the Walls for my second favorite. Burn, Rager, right out of the gate with cool synth lines, accenting all the guitar lines. Super melodic and crazy memorable. This one has some super cool power metal vibes to it. The song's kind of out of control. I'm sorry. Soloing is out of control, like Andy LaRocque. Man, he's just such an amazing guitar player. He's just mind fucking blowing. That's why Chuck went after him, right? That's why Schuldiner said, "Hey, man, I need you to come play on, yeah." Are you kidding me? Come on, what's the album before the last Death album? I'm fucking drunk. I can't think of it.
I don't know, dude.
The
Human?
one with the fucking skull on it.
That's Human, isn't it?
No, the one after Human.
With a skull? Oh, like...
The one with Hoagland on it. First one with Hoagland. That's the one before Symbolic.
Before Symbolic?
Yeah, I want to say Individual Thought Patterns. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I could not think of it there, man. I'm a little tipsy. Got a little bit of a buzz. And I can't think well when I got a buzz. Thank you. All right, so I know my metal, but I just couldn't place that fucking name. Andy LaRocque plays all the solos on it. And actually, it's the one part of the album I don't like because all his solos sound dropped in. They sound like they weren't done with the band. They were kind of dropped in.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably.
So we get to Two Little Girls. Kind of a weird track. It's kind of creepy and strange.
Yep.
Into the Convent. Killer opening. Hold on. Sounds like a battle scene soundtrack. Then big synthesizers, strings, killer driving track, big chugs, and again, cinematic, ultra banger. Solo section on this track is my favorite on the album. Into the Convent. And those cool harmonized individual note choices, sweet as fuck, man. All right, Father Picard. Man, I like this track a lot.
Yep.
And it's the one that was written by this black guy, Pete Black or whatever, with King. It's
black guy.
That black, yeah, that sounded good, yeah. That Pete BLAKK, Pete Black. Man, that opening riff is so golden. Then into the big string back section before the main riff. Rips again into the verse, and holy shit, what a killer song as far as composition. The weak falsetto on the chorus is my only complaint about it, but this song is so good. Massively strong album overall with this song added to it. This song actually ends sooner than I would like. I want to hear more of it. That's how much I dig it.
It's a great song.
That's not what I said, Nate. I didn't say they didn't rule. I said if you really listen carefully to that album, it sounds as though those solos, a lot of them, are dropped in. Like they're overdubbed in, and they don't sound in the mix like they were a perfect meld of in the studio type stuff. I'm not saying they're not killer solos. They're incredible. But if you really, really listen to them, yeah, it's just, to me, they sound dropped in. It's one of the reasons I don't love that album as much as I like a lot of the other ones.
I don't think he's saying it. I don't think he's saying you said they didn't rule. I think he's just telling you they those rule. He's agreeing with you.
Oh. Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, production-wise, yeah. No, the production, the way they're mixed, they don't sound like they're mixed like they were organic to the composition is what I'm saying.
because they did a lot of that shit back then. They would
Well, I don't think, as far as I know, I could be wrong about this. Maybe Nate knows better, but I think Andy, all those songs were basically done, and Andy kind of had to fit his solos into finished compositions. I believe. I think that's how I recall reading about it. So, all right, where was I at? Yeah, Father Picard. That's the one song that ends before I really wanted to. All right, Behind the Walls. Another massive banger. The riffs and solos on this track are godlike. They're sick as fuck. And the synths, that harpsichord, remember the harpsichord?
Yeah,
ding, 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 ding. Oh, I love the harpsichord, man. I can listen to it all day. In fact, put me on
without King's vocals, though.
Yeah, well, put me on a settee with a young lass feeding me grapes and playing harpsichord. I'm in heaven, man. All right. Well, what's going on? Oh yeah, what's going on behind these walls? The last short solo by Andy LaRocque is sick, mega banger. The Meeting, chugging, dissonant but melodic riffs, open with lots of new wave British heavy metal goodness. Into that moody chorus, another monster track that belies how much progginess there is in King Diamond. Love the chorus on this track. Again, super proggy on The Meeting. Insanity, instrumental, beautiful instrumental from Andy LaRocque. Gorgeous stellar nylon string guitar. Awesome. 1642 Imprisonment, another banger. The Curse might be the most epic track on the album. Hard to pick, to be honest with you, because all the songs on this album are killer, dude. I'm so glad you got me to listen to this.
Yeah, dude.
Because I don't think I would have otherwise. And now I got to go spend some money on it. I got to own it. It's just so good.
Yeah, I mean, just buy I think it's like $25 for the reissue vinyl. And it's the vinyl sounds great.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I mean, and like we said, there might be ever so slightly, hold on, just ever so slightly, a little bit more catchiness to this album.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
In terms of, in specific, the choruses they're kind of memorable. Now, again, I'd never listened to this album before today, and I only listened to it once. So I can't say to you, oh, yeah, I know this album really, really deep. I don't. I know them fairly good, but not this one. So it's like, I think that, it's only going to get stronger with me when I get it and throw it in the CD player and play it,
It's one of those records you put on, like every song. It just
Yeah, I'm super glad you picked this one because I really, the only other two albums later, King, was Abigail 2 that I picked up, which I barely listened to.
Yeah.
And Voodoo?
Yeah, Voodoo.
Yeah, which I don't remember anything from.
I don't remember Voodoo. I don't remember Abigail 2. I remember liking what's that one? There's another one that I had that I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Oh, Spider's Lullaby.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. I do remember checking that one out. And this was about maybe 10 years ago when I thought, it's about time. It's time for my every 5-year checkup on King to see if I like him.
Yeah, and again,
I didn't then. I was like, yeah, it's not hitting me. It definitely finally hit me about maybe 2017, 2018. I finally was like, you know what? I listened to Abigail, and I'm like, you know what? This music is too goddamn good for me to just go, You know what I mean? I had to kind of face it. I had to stare it down, subdue it, and go, all right, this hatred you have for King's voice, you've got to get it under control. And it finally happened, Yeah. So I don't know about anybody else. If you want to throw your selections into the chat, we heard some Abigails, which we didn't talk about.
Yeah. I think Abigail's probably my favorite as far as a King Diamond record goes. I really like Abigail. I think it's a I think that's more of a Mercyful Fate record than Fatal
That's
Portrait.
more of a Mercyful Fate record, yeah.
And that's probably why I like it. It's a very dark sounding record, like Mercyful Fate.
Yeah.
But as far as catchiness goes, it's the Eye. You know, I like them as well. I like Conspiracy. I don't really know anything after that. So
yeah, I mean, this is as far as I ventured forward, as far other than Abigail 2, which I bought the CD, and I don't even remember why I got it. Like, why did I get Abigail 2 but not Abigail? That's kind of weird,
it's
right?
probably like cheap or something. I think I got mine for like a couple bucks. Like
I might have done that too. I might have ran into it somewhere. And I'll give it a shot.
Into it for cheap. So.
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know if anybody else had any thoughts you want to go into on the in the comments. We saw I think Logan talked about Abigail.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, Black Horseman is really, really good. Abigail's your favorite, Nate. It's okay.
Yep.
Hi, Melissa. Don't break the. Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer. I think Eric said Conspiracy was his favorite. So I own Conspiracy. I now own them. So you know what that means. I'm going to have to get the other three.
Isn't there a them too, right?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there is, dude.
What?
I'm pretty sure there's a them too. It's called Them Again. Just kidding. I don't know what it's called.
No, it's
but
not.
I'm pretty sure there's a them part 2.
Hold on. No, I think you're high.
I'm not high.
Now it goes Fatal Portrait, Abigail, Them, Conspiracy, The Eye, Spider's Lullaby, which is apparently still pretty good. The Graveyard. Yeah. Oh, that's the one I heard, The Graveyard. I didn't like that one that much. Voodoo, House of God, Abigail 2, The Puppet Master, which gets high marks, Give Me Your Soul, and allegedly The Institute was supposed to come out this year.
Isn't that's them, right? Part 2?
Well, the storylines in the it would actually be part 3 actually. Conspiracy's part 2,
Conspiracy's part 2.
Yeah. So, but you're right though. The Institute is kind of a continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, look. Let's be honest here, man. This is a band and an artist who, as long as you can handle the vocals, you really have nothing to complain about. The music is so damn good. The fucking riffs are so incredible. The solos are amazing. The drumming is great. Mickey D was with him for years, and then he had Snowy Shaw. Now, there was a little bit of a hullabaloo about the drums on the Eye being fake, that they were programmed in. But King did settle that by saying no. Snowy played it, but he played it on pads instead of actual drums, like a synthetic drum kit.
Huh.
So, and I don't know. I didn't notice it.
On them?
Yeah, no, on the Eye.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't really notice it until I read that, and I noticed it on the last couple tracks. I'm like, if I hadn't known that, I never would have noticed it.
No, I can't tell.
So,
it doesn't sound like it at all. So,
no, it really doesn't. No. Graveyard has it. So, I guess, Tim.
I have that one. I have the Graveyard somewhere.
Tim, we probably should have had you on here, right? You sound like you're a mega King Diamond nerd. I'm assuming, right? And thank you for agreeing with me, Logan. You know where to go for the good stuff.
I like both. I gave both albums a 10. I don't really. Sometimes I like Melissa more. Sometimes
I gave The Eye 9.5 because I don't like that Two Little Girls track. It's kind of weird.
I like that. I give it a 10 out of 10.
I give them a 9.
Them I give an 8, but
all right.
Just because it just has a, I don't know, man. It just has some. To me, some of the tracks are a little kind of corny.
Over theatrical.
Yeah. and a little too overproduced, I guess. A little very.
Yeah, it's pretty produced. There's no doubt about that. But I have the Japanese version coming tomorrow.
Vinyl? You have the vinyl?
No, I got them the Japanese CD version, the OG, the OG copy. I got it for $10. Has the Japanese insert and all that. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll be buying any King on vinyl. I would think about grabbing Melissa.
Just grab the eye, dude, because it's cheap. I mean, you're gonna pay like
for what?
Almost the same amount for the vinyl as you would the CD.
You know what's starting to happen, man? The fucking CDs are creeping up.
They are. It's like $15 for a CD and $20.
15. I paid $22 for that Chasm CD, dude.
Well, yeah, but is that the OG or that's a repress?
No, I think it's a repress from 2000. Yeah, 2002 or something like that.
Yeah, but that's probably a harder to find version.
Well, it is, and I mean, like, fucking Laz Rocket, the what's it called? The one with the third one.
The third one, the guy with the
not chemical.
Shit, dude, the one with the weird fucking creature.
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
What the fuck's that album called?
Yeah, what the Chemical Invasion? No.
God damn it!
Are you serious?
Hey, didn't we do a Laz Rocket deep dive?
We did. And actually, dude, I thought I was going to have the singer on for the longest time because of Craig. He's Craig's business partner is one of the guitar players, and Michael Coon's his best friend. And he tried reaching out to him, and I haven't heard from the guy.
Wait. I got the Laz Rocket right there. Hold on.
What is it?
Fuck. I can't read that shit. It's super small. There's the fucking cassette, but I can't read the fucking title.
Here, let me blow it up. Let me see. Put it up there, bitch.
You can't. You're not going to be able to see that, but I can't even read it.
God damn! What the fuck is that thing called?
Hold on.
Why are we so stupid?
Let me get my glasses.
No, I got it. I got it right here. It's called
Annihilation Principle.
Annihilation Principle. Yeah. That album fucking smokes. God damn, that album smokes, man.
Yeah.
Does this mean?
What about the one after this? Is badass. I need that one, but it's hell expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing. Trying to find some of their stuff, it's like trying to find the first 3 Sadist albums, man. Cheap. The first 3 Sadist CDs are like $40 a piece. I'm like, what? Fuck, man. Are you kidding me? I just got the new Sadist. It's coming tomorrow.
No,
I haven't heard it.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
I heard it's good, yeah.
It's good. I like it.
Which Chasm did I buy?
Take me off the big screen, dude.
Oh, fuck. You're still up there. Woo! All right, hold on. I'll tell you the Chasm I got. It's I can't read it. Procession of the.
Just show them the cover.
It's that one. In the middle right there. Procession. I don't know. Procession. I don't know their material well. I'm not going to lie. And I got Eternal Idol, the 2 CD version. Sabbath with the Ray Gillen demos. And Host 9. The fucking. Dude,
I want to hear those fucking Ray Gillen demos.
Yeah, dude, they're insanely good, man. Rise up to the shining. Oh my God, fucking so good. Does that mean that Dennis won the King Diamond? Yes, Dennis won the King Diamond deal. I think his album is better than mine just by a smidge. But I won the Mercyful Fate. He says they're both 10 out of 10s. But I'm telling you right now, I think that Melissa's a better album just by that.
Yeah,
like that much.
Because someone dropped in a solo.
Yeah, it's that drop-in solo that pisses me off. Anyway, yeah, man. So, wow. What time is it?
9
12.
o'clock.
How the fuck did we do that in 2 hours?
It was only 4 records.
That's true.
Usually we do like 12.
Oh, well, you talk about when we do like Forgotten Metal Gems. Yeah. We got a lot to talk. Okay, so let's do this. Let's recap what's going on. We're near the end of the year, so we got some things going on. I got a couple things going on. You probably do, maybe one or two or so, and we're gonna I'm gonna throw this out there. Logan, were you gonna have a live stream? Because I'm thinking about having a live stream on New Year's Eve like we did last year on my channel. So let me know. Unfortunately, Logan, there's a little problem with, what that problem is if you decide to have it. So, because I'm not going to show up.
What are you talking about, dude?
I'll tell you later.
All right.
Tell you off the air. He knows what I'm talking about. So if you're not going to have it, I will have it. We'll get started on that. No, man, all you? Okay, yeah. I guess I'll have a New Year's Eve stream then. That's what we'll do. But in the interim, so my kids, my daughter Madison just moved to Nashville from Asheville. And my other daughter Lauren went down to help her move. And wouldn't you know that my daughter's roommate, who's a good friend of hers, decided to have a wonderful, I don't know if it was for sure, they're not sure who brought it in, but every fucking one of them has COVID now.
Oh, shit.
So I'm not going to see my kids again for the second Christmas in a year because my daughter had to cancel her trip.
Dude.
Huh?
I said, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, it really sucks because I got my daughter a Taylor guitar for Christmas, which I was stoked to give her, right?
Yeah.
And I was going to give my other daughter, both of them I gave a lot of money, but I also was going to give her, help her get a mandolin. So Lauren is here in town. She said she'll see how she's doing if she still tests positive on Sunday, but I got a feeling she will because she just tested positive today. So that's only a couple days. They're both vaxxed. They're both pretty healthy immune system wise. So I assume they already said they were feeling a little better today. So we'll see what happens. But I can't be around that shit. I can't take that risk.
Yeah,
so I'm probably going to be sitting by myself, jerking off the Pornhub on Christmas Day.
All day.
I don't know if that's happening. I'm just saying. It could happen. Anyways. And then, so what is happening on my channel real quick, Dennis, then we'll get to you, is on the 29th, I can say now with certainty, it's probably going to be 10 o'clock. And I know that's Marty's night, and I know Heavy Metallurgy is doing something or whatever. But on Friday night, the 29th, I have a special guest musician. He's been on my channel once before. We are going to be doing the catalog of a Norwegian band. It's highly unique. It doesn't particularly stay in one genre. There, that's the clue I gave you. That's the big clue I just gave you. We're going to be doing the whole entire catalog Friday night probably at 9 or 10. I got to check and see what time he wants to go. Maybe we'll get it started at 9. So that's that. And then I'm going to try to have a New Year's Eve stream. We might do one more dad. And I'm hoping to have the local band Medusa's Disco on. And I'm also, dude, that fucking band.
Disco again.
Dude, I fucking love that band.
I forgot. That's what you were talking about.
That's what I was talking about last Saturday. We're going to listen to some Medusa's Disco.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Medusa's
we are.
stream.
Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. It's my fucking stream. You can leave if you want. Anyway, so that's tying. Oh, I am going to do a top 25. I'm accumulating all the things I need. Mine is going to be a metal and all music. Prog, there's some prog stuff in there. I'm not sure. I got to talk to him. Got to get with him. I would like to get that done with Alan very soon. So maybe I'll look to do him the last week of the month if he's down for it. I chose Burn. I think he chose Stormbringer. I think, or no, he chose In Rock. So we're gonna try to get that done, Tim. What was the other thing? Oh, in the new year, Marillion Deep Dive, Hogarth era stuff, UFO, Shanker, Paul Chapman era, maybe Dream Theater. I'm not sure yet. With my buddy Dave and I, maybe. Nate, I threw that out at you, but Dodom's Guard is not the right answer. But that's a good guess, but that's not the right answer. And that album, Black Medium Current, might be in my final 25. Yeah, so I think that's kind of it. I'm gonna definitely try to have an interview or two in January. One being Hannes Grossman. I'm trying to get him in, trying to get him locked down to a day. It's been kind of sort of difficult, but I think we'll get that done. I've got a couple other people I'm looking at, and I don't know, dude. Do you know that Summerlands album?
Summerlands?
Yeah,
I've heard
you
of
know
it.
that?
I heard of it.
Dream Kill?
I heard it.
God, dude. Oh my God. Last year. It's the last year album. 22. Dennis,
Yeah.
you gotta, I'll send you a link to it. You gotta listen to it.
All right.
I had the drummer on Monday night along with Derek Vella, the Dream Unending guys.
Mhm.
Man, that Summerland album is so good, man. Fucking amazing album. So yeah, I think that's it. How about you?
So I don't know, man. I've been getting hammered with like emails and stuff, like wanting my top 10 of 2023.
So you gonna do one?
I was like, dude, I don't really buy anything. I listen to a lot of stuff, but I don't. And my channel, I like to show like the physical product because I like.
Yeah.
But I'm
only, by the way, not to interrupt, but I'm only showing 25 albums that I bought. If I don't own it, I'm not showing it. I'm not talking about it because what's the point? If I liked it enough in 23 to buy it, that means it's in my list, right?
So I have bought some stuff. I grabbed some stuff that I really wanted that I like. But I'm not honestly going to spend money on stuff just because I'm an OG collector. So I like to get some stuff that I never got or get the OG press of something that I never had. That's what I spend my money on. Not that I don't like newer
Here's
stuff.
the good news, though. Here's the good news.
What?
Follow me on this. It's 2023, so you'll probably be able to get some OGs. I'm just saying. It's probably likely you might find some OGs.
Right. So I don't know, man. I might just do a live stream of my top 10 and like. So here's my idea that I want to do. I want to do my top of 2023, my honorable mentions, and I'll just talk about them. I'm not going to show because I don't have a lot of stuff to show, but because everybody wants to know my opinion, I'll do it. I'll talk about those, and then I'll talk about stuff I didn't like that I see on a lot of people's top 10 list.
Oh,
I don't care for, and then I'll talk about where I think kind of music is going. My thoughts on where I think.
Should I run my top 25 by you first to get your approval?
Because I'm not going to like half of them.
You think?
I don't know.
Might not. You're right. What do you think of that new Steven Wilson album? You haven't even listened to it.
No.
Of course you haven't, fucker. Listen.
I'm waiting for the new Loverboy. I heard it's going to be good.
New Loverboy, man. It's called The Kid Is Hot Tonight.
That's a badass record, dude.
Fuck yeah, man. So I guess today is what, the 21st? 22nd. If I'm going to do a New Year's Eve thing, I better start getting the invites out, huh?
Yep.
So anybody that's watching, if you'd like to join that, you'll have to let me know. I'm sure the usual offenders will be invited, and probably most of them will be present. I will try to add a few other interesting folks in, if possible. Top 10 OGs. Yeah, I told him, Marty, that it is still 2023. He might be able to find some actual OGs from 23 left. I don't know. Like, it's a novel concept, I know. Asking Dennis about the new Steve Wilson literally made me laugh. Yeah, I know. He knows who the fuck Steve Wilson is, though. He knows who Porcupine Tree is.
Yeah, from you.
He's a big Porcupine Tree nut. He fucking lives and dies by Porcupine Tree and Steve Wilson. But yeah, so listen. I don't know if anybody wants to hang out after. Dennis, you want to keep hanging out, or you want to roll?
Yeah, let's
roll
do it. Yeah, let's get it. Come on, get on here.
Yeah, but I got to start a separate stream, so let's wrap this one up. So, real quick here, and I got to take a piss and grab something to eat, and then we'll start. So we'll start at probably 12:45. But listen, to wrap this up, the first 4 Mercyful Fate albums you just can't go wrong with. Now I have the first 2 on CD. And I have the third one. What's it called? God damn it! Fuck.
The third is it fucking?
It's the one with the. It's the one with the tree and the. God damn.
Yeah, it's I know the record. I can't remember. Shadows or something.
Yeah, in the shadows. In the shadows. So that album's killer, too. I got that on vinyl. Yeah. And I'm probably going to grab the 4th one, Time, because I'm reading that's pretty good.
That's a cool record, dude. I like that one. I like Time. And the other one is shit. What's on that one? It's like the it almost has a Melissa cover.
No, it's like a
Don't Break the Oath cover.
It's a skull. Yeah, it's like it's called. Isn't that Time? No, not Time.
No.
9. 9? Is that
no,
it? 9?
9 is a skull, and then there's one with like Into the Shadows, and then there's one with like the fucking Don't Break the Oath skull. I think it's called.
Dude, you realize what fucking JV bastards we sound like here? Where'd my fucking phone go?
Hold on, let me grab the cassette.
I don't know where my fucking phone went. Oh, there it is. I got 9. Dead Again?
Yeah, that's it.
Dead Again.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
Dead Again. Yeah, I've never heard that one.
It's good. That one and this one's fucking killer.
Which one? Yeah, that one. That I got on vinyl the other day. Blue vinyl. Double blue vinyl, yeah. I don't know. I know Marty knows Mercyful Fate pretty well. Time is really good. I don't know. Into the Unknown, I hear, is kind of shitty. I heard Dead Again's not that great. I heard 9's pretty good.
Into the Shadows is sick.
No, Into the Unknown, I said.
Oh.
Not In the Shadows.
I don't know. Into the Unknown, I don't know that one. I have it.
That's 1996.
I don't remember that one.
I don't know anything about it.
Is that the one?
Yeah. Yeah, 9's actually pretty good. I've heard bits of that. That's pretty good. So I'll probably be grabbing all that shit tonight, spending a lot of money I don't have anymore. And with King, I've got 2 of them. I'm going to have to get the other 3 now. So I don't think I'm going to go past the Eye. I don't know. I feel like I'll be full.
I'm actually going to check out tomorrow. I'm going to start checking out Spider's Lullaby, like the next one. Because I remember liking that. It just has a shitty fucking.
Well, but like we said, the first 4 or 5, at least the first 4 Mercyful Fate albums, you can't go wrong. But does it get any better than Melissa and Don't Break the Oath? No, it doesn't. With King, I don't really know Fatal Portrait. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know it.
It's okay, but it's kind
of Abigail, them. Conspiracy in the Eye, I'm on board with all of them, man. He says Spider Lullaby rules, so there you go. So
yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap up, and then Dennis and I are at least gonna come back and drink a little bit and hang out. I don't have any wine glasses anywhere near my CDs right at the moment, so that's a good thing. But anybody wants to join, let me know. Marty, I don't know if you want to jump in. Tim, I don't think you do these, do you?
Yeah, come on, Tim.
I don't think you ever join any of these things, but I don't know if you're West Coast or not. But if you want to join, let me know. Let me know how to get you a link.
It's gonna be deleted anyway, so don't worry about
it. Nate, did you get your fucking computer yet, dude? Or are you still jerking off to like an iPad?
He's still got the fucking 1987 Hustlers.
Hey man, don't knock the Hustlers, man. I mean, when you had it in print, if there was ever like a power shortage, you were still good. As long as you had candlelight, you could still spank the monkey with the old sticky pages thing. You know what I mean? And believe you me, Marty knows all about sticky pages. I'm guaranteeing it. I don't know, Nate. Did you get anything? Did you get your laptop or what you were talking about getting? I don't remember. Anyways, yeah. So Dennis and I might go. Logan, I don't know if you're still out there. It might be too late for you. Whoa, what the fuck? Hold on, stay there. Oops, hit the wrong button. Man, I love this laptop, but I'm like fucking confused as shit by some of the buttons. I hit the buttons. I'm like, what the fuck did that just do?
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, what was that thing, man?
It's the internet.
All right, we're gonna wrap up, and Dennis, I'll do something else. You're an asshole, Tim. Well, we already knew that. I mean, that was not a surprise. The knowledge or variety of music you get, dude. Come on, man. We're all music fans. I mean, unless all you listen to is King Diamond and Mercyful Fate, then I would say you're not very well rounded. But I mean, but again, to go back to the beginning of this thing, man. And I said it with kind of how I threw out some of my description in the description. It's like these two bands, and I call King Diamond a band because he's not doing this thing isolated in a vacuum. He's got a lot of other workers.
Got a lot of other workers.
I meant musicians, not workers. Workers. What the fuck? Like it's a beehive or something, right? Although that leads me to actually an interesting thing. I actually, hold on. I wrote this down and I didn't actually go there, but I want to go there for a sec. So if you read some of the personnel stuff, allegedly King Diamond plays guitar on demos.
Yeah.
But one thing that runs through, if you look at some of the King Diamond albums, on the non-tracks that he didn't do with Falco and Andy LaRocque, he's the sole writer. For example, The Verdict. And I'm going to say, if he's that writing those complex of riffs, he's a massively good guitar player. I don't know why he's not actually fucking playing. You know what I mean?
He wrote like most of the songs on the fucking 2 Mercyful Fate records.
No, that was Hank Sherman, though.
No, I mean, like, if you look at the first fucking, like, look at who wrote a lot of that stuff, it's fucking him. On Melissa.
Well, no, Melissa says Hank Sherman on every track. Just being honest.
He started out playing guitar.
Yeah, I guess he is. I guess he's a good guitar player, but I mean,
he never played. He wasn't a singer. And then they were like, "Dude, you need to sing." And he's like, "All right, I don't know how to sing, but I think it was for Black Roses or whatever that band."
Okay,
was.
The early demo stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a singer, and then he went on to Bratz, and he was never a singer. So,
Nate, an iPhone will work perfectly fine, dude. As long as you have a good Wi-Fi signal or a decent Wi-Fi signal, you're golden. So I'm going to send you a link. You're going to jump on. It may just be you, me, and Dennis. I don't know. I don't know if Nick will pop on later. Doesn't sound like Marty's got time tonight, or he's just being a bitch. I don't know. He's just being a fucking snobby bastard.
Dude, he's got to go to sleep. It's fucking late.
He don't have to sleep. That fucking guy don't have to sleep at all. Come on now. He just get out of here. That's you know what? Listen, in the inimitable words of one J-Dog, sleeping is for fucking posers, all right? Get out of here. If you want to sleep, go wear your fucking pink panties. Get out of here with that shit, all right? But anyway, yeah, Nate, I'll send you a link. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say nothing. Just me and my flat brim hat that he.
You're a flat brimmer. You're definitely one of those flat brimmers. You probably leave the little.
I mean, with that sideways hat.
That's right. You have that sideways, and if you actually, Marty's got tomorrow's show. That's right. He's got that. That's right. If you buy an NFL team or an NBA team's hat, and you leave the little hologram logo on, you're one of those flat brimmers, man. Come on. You know damn well that's what that. You know that's the shit, right? Right there, right? Right. Yep. That's the shit, right? All right. Here's the deal. We're gonna wrap up at 2:30, 2 hours 30 minutes, and I'm gonna come back in. What time is it?
9:30.
12:30. I'm gonna come back in 10 minutes, Dennis. Right? So I'll send you the link.
All right, send it to me.
You and I can hang out. I gotta throw a beer or two in the fridge to cool them down in the freezer.
Oh, and, sure.
Yeah. I'm drinking that shandy. I'm not drinking any more wine. That wine fucking hit me. I'll tell you what, man. When I first took the first gulp or two of wine, it hit my stomach really weird, man. I was sweating bullets for a minute. Like I thought I was gonna puke. I don't never get that way from wine, but something hit me weird in that first gulp or two of wine. I was like, oh, like we were sitting here talking the first 5 minutes of the show, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm going to have to get up and go puke. Like I thought I was going to have to get up and puke. I started sweating, and then it passed. I don't know what the hell the deal was. Probably my liver that's dying or something.
Well, my liver's dying too, but it's all good.
All right. I will see you in about 10 minutes, dude. Everybody, thanks for stopping in.
Cheers,
and
guys.
I only wish I had a better falsetto.
Yeah.
Because I would have gone full King Diamond tonight. But I'm more the Lane Staley guy, not the. All right, there it was. That wasn't too bad. I just didn't know the words. That's all.
You just say Satan.
Satan rules my life. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, that wasn't bad for a falsetto. What do you think? Tim, what do you think of that? I'm better at singing Dokken. All right. Well, all right. Now, hey, speaking of Dokken, real quick, I gotta hang on.
He's horrible, dude.
Huh?
He's horrible.
Well, on the new album, he sounds better. He sounds better because he doesn't go out of his range. But listen, here's the thing.
So he sounds like shit.
Yeah, he's not great. Listen, I interviewed John Levin, his guitar player. What a guy, man. He calls me up the next day, calls me and says, hey, Jeff, what's your address, man? I want to send you something. I'm like, well, you don't have to do that, man. He's like, nah, I got something cool I want to send you. He sent me an autographed copy of the CD, and he sent me his all-access pass from the When Lightning Strikes Again tour from 15 with a bunch of it was his pass with the all-access pass with a bunch of John Levin picks, man, just for, I don't know, for being cool in the interview. He was super fun. Yeah, man, that was super cool. The benefits of doing this channel are always kind of coming to the fore. It's really cool thing. So, all right, man, I'll be back with Dennis in about 10 minutes or so. All right, everybody, stop back in then, and Dennis, I'll see you in a few minutes. All right.
All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace.